Hey there, friendlies. I do hope that that got us past the ad roll. Excuse me. Nice to know that my sinuses are giving me trouble again tonight. Just for a change. Quiz time. What do I usually say? Never mind, don't bother. I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to put my cans on so I feel like a real live radio host. So, hi. Hey there, friendlies. How's up? Welcome to the 18th of April episode of my fantabulous live stream. I was about to say podcast, where we very often talk about blades, talk about beer, we talk about the bushy, crafty things. As I always like to say, if at any point tonight you really, really like what's going on, please hit that smiley thumb. If at any point tonight you kind of hate what's going on, that's all right. The frowny thumb works just as well. And if you want to take a more active role in contributing to the development and well-being of the channel, as several in the side chat here already have, I invite you to check out the join button down below. There are 2 tiers of membership, and you will see what your hard-earned folding cash will get you, depending on the tier that you opt for. Excuse me. Without much further ado, I'm just going to say hi to whoever we've got in the side chat. I believe Shawnee was asking about my glasses. I was supposed to get them yesterday, but I ended up with a meeting at work at exactly that time, so I will be getting them next Monday. Who we got? Peanut Trucker. Wow. Peanut Trucker was first off the bat. Oh, at 8:50. Is Peanut Trucker still here? Where's my heroes at? I'm pretty sure David's will pop in at some point. Oh, I don't think he's home yet. We shall see. Grace Martin in the house. Nice to see you, Grace. Country Boy Trapped in the City. Good to see your name popping up there. Peanut Trucker is on the road until the 4th of May and then home for a week. The 4th of May is a very important day for anyone who is of a Star Wars-y bent. We got Linda from Lipstick Lodge in the house. How's everything up in the big snow country? Chris asks. It has been warm, man. Last week it was like 20, 24, 27 degrees. And then yesterday it was like 9 degrees and poured on us. And today it was like between 4 degrees and 10. Oh, I don't know what any of those are in degrees freedom. Sorry, dude. So the temperature and the sun sort of took a nosedive on us. But I'm optimistic that we're headed in the right direction in a general sense. Apparently, not where Linda lives, though. Apparently, there was more snow up there today. Peanut, I'm pretty sure we're going to have one more big dump in Montreal. There's usually one more before sort of the May long weekend, which I'm looking forward to since the May long weekend is my freaking birthday. I'm going to be 51. Thank you very much. Excuse me. Holy crap. I'm just going to mute myself for a sec. Man. I bet you it's that basement dust. So we got the Honeybee in the house. How's it going, Mr. B? And we have Whiskey Harbor in the house as well. How are you today, Mr. Harbor? I got an idea. Why don't we pour a beer? I just splashed myself. Yes. What is tea again? What is tea? A good drink. Tonight's beerification is from Great Lakes Brewery. It's an English ale called Pompous Ass, which I feel sometimes kind of suits me, actually. Water, malted barley, hops, and yeast. So where is Great Lakes Brewery? It's in Etobicoke, Ontario. Here's where we find out if Serge is watching, lurking. Just give me a second here. I'm trying not to blow the pour for once here. I don't know anything about this brewery, and I don't know anything about this beer. But I do like an English ale. Excuse me. God damn it. Oh, I hope that wasn't blasphemous to anyone. Not that it'll keep me up tonight or anything, but... Nice. Dark amber color. Smells good. A little hoppy, but more malty, which is what I like. Because I tell you guys every damn week... Definitely hoppier on the palate than it was on the nose. The malt comes in just afterwards, and it's got sort of the creamy notes that one expects from an English ale. It's all right. It's good. I'm all right with it. Will I buy it again? Maybe if I was buying like a mix of beer again. Ooh, Chris. May the 4th is Peanut Trucker's sister's birthday, and he's on the 12th. I'm on the 21st. Excuse me. Hi, Christy. How's it going? Yeah, I'm going to be 51. I had all these plans of things I was going to mark my 50th birthday with, but, you know, the world was shut down for most of the time that I would have had to be gigging and building up the money to do any of them. Grace says that she doesn't know about the conversion to Fahrenheit, but I know that anything over the low 20s Celsius is summertime. Yeah, the day when we hit 27, that was a record-breaking day for us. The record had been set, like, I don't know, 50-odd years ago. We hadn't been that warm that early in the year since. Just going to plug in my watch here. Since we're sitting and chitting and chatting, it doesn't have to keep track of my activity levels anymore. Linda says, the pileated woodpeckers are looking for grubs, tearing the bark off trees to try to find them. Got pics on your Facebook. Yeah, that's cool. Around where I live, we don't have any pileated. We have downy and hairy, but just up above where I live, sort of in the St. Jerome area, which none of you are ever going to know what I'm talking about. But anyways, off the island, skip the next island over, which is Laval, on the North Shore. So that area, you'll sometimes see pileated woodpeckers. Hike with Mike hanging with us. How's it going, Mike? I didn't call you Hike this time. Finally. Russell is walking in with saying, this could also be called the Blades Bushcraft and Whiskey, so the BBW live stream. Let's not call it the BBW live stream. Yeah, let's not call it the BBW live stream. I don't know which whiskey I'm having tonight. Country Boy's just getting over the plague again, but it was mild this time. Yeah, I've had it 3 times. Each time it gets less troubling. They were all mild because of, apparently this is political, but because I've had my shots, they were all pretty damn mild, but still. Like Mike says, speaking of birthdays, 13 is the most difficult year. I got one who's going through 11 right now, and I am terrified of 13, let me tell you. Oh, Serge is here, but I didn't blow the pour, so I guess maybe he wasn't here yet. Destiny walking in, saying hi to everyone. Nice to see you. We're saying hi to everyone. Yeah. My mom gave me something fairly cool this week. I told you guys about the whole power was out. She was a refugee in my place. My sister-in-law was a refugee in my place. Blah, blah, blah. So this weekend, we went to her place for supper, and she had this. Let me hide. She had this book. She volunteers at the book Nook in one of our local hospitals, and I guess this was in that book Nook. And this, man, I love, because I was in publishing for 20 years. I really love old school publishing. Like, this is 1981, okay? So this is not a digitally put together book in terms of like Photoshop and PageMaker and all that. It's not, nobody even uses PageMaker anymore, but like I'm looking through this book, and I love this old-fashioned, scrappy-assed, crowded, like there's no negative space on this page. I just love it. And like it was part of a series called the what is it? Early Settler Life series. Like, this should have a Time Life logo in the corner or something, Was I right about yes, 1981, Crabtree Publishing Company. I bet you they don't even exist anymore. Torbrick Avenue, Toronto, or 350 Fifth Avenue, Suite 3308, New York, New York. Yeah, I just look at the way. Hold on. Like, this is an aesthetic that you never see anymore. The headers are all in Helvetica. The body text is and it's this book, the way it's written, I'm reading it in like the voice of, what's his name, Bob Swearer, the guy who voiced all the Dick Prenneke movies. Here, hold on. Before there was a sawmill in their area, the settlers had to get their wood from the forest around them. After they cut the trees down, the settlers had to slowly cut them into smaller pieces of wood that could be used to make yokes or boxes. The settlers did not have a saw powered by water. They only had muscle power. If they wanted to turn a round tree into straight, thin planks, they had to use a whipsaw. One man stood on top of the log while another man sawed from underneath. It would take hours to whipsaw a few planks. And then, like, hand-drawn, right? And it says, the settlers have farmed in this area for a number of years. Most of the trees have been cut down and the stumps pulled out. It's like, it's a drawing, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, this entire book is written in a way that you just never, ever see anything written anymore. So cool. So lovely. It's just so, so... I just love it. I haven't read all of it yet, but I'm actually reading it. Like, it's not just, oh, that's cool on the shelf or like on the coffee table. I'm actually reading it, and I'm enjoying this sort of the old school way that it was written, and the way it was laid out. Like, it's never done like this anymore. Like the way that they had to do all this spacing, right? What you're doing is you're laying tapes of text on the page. So sometimes you would end up having to hyphenate something, even though very often these days, where is it? This is so hard to do backwards. Anyways, I just love it. Thanks, Mom. And it makes me wonder, like, so this is a really crappy color scheme for, a book on early loggers, but I'm sure like each of them was a different color, right? It was one of those where you would line them all up on the shelf, in your wood paneled basement room, right next to the Time Life books and the encyclopedias, and it's probably like a rainbow effect, right? Here's a pink, then there's a red, yellow, green. Early Christmas, early stores and markets, early loggers in the sawmill, that's this one. Early travel, early village life, food for the settler. Oh, that one doesn't match. early family home, early schools, early settler children, early settler storybook, early pleasures and pastimes, early farm life, early city life, early health and medicine, early artisans, and even an early settler activity guide. Yeah. So you think the early schools had a chapter on corporal punishment? Or too soon? 1981? Yeah, I thought you guys would find that kind of cool. Excuse me. Darth Vader in the house. How's it going, Lord Vader? Jewish redneck prepper in the house as well. Nice to see you. Oh yeah, I love that song. You don't have to live like a refugee. I goes Mike says that book looks like my 1978 junior high yearbook. Yeah, I mean, come on, look at that font right there, right? Yeah. Maybe I'll look up Peter Adams, see if he wrote anything else. Russell says if I can get my damn mouse to work. Come on. You should see if the editor of that book is findable and send him an email. It's actually not a bad idea. I would love to know where, like, some of these photos are absolutely vintage photos, but some of them seem like they're from a reenactment, whatever those things are called, like Colonial Williamsburg, or is it Upper Canada Village, stuff like that. I'm looking for one of those. I'm looking for one of them. Like, like this picture is clearly not an ancient picture. I wonder who Peter Adams. I'm gonna look him up. Not now while you guys are watching me do stuff. I mean, I'll look him up later. Honeybee says Helvetica headers, Merriweather body text. It was a look of the time, right? And part of me still really likes that. I mean, I don't prefer. When I worked on my first school paper, we had to use like the wax and the printed out strips on boards and send like this flat cardboard box with all of our pages on these wax boards or whatever they're called, layout boards, to the printer. I don't miss how long it took to lay out a newspaper using those methods, but I do kind of miss, the. I guess I just have an image of the pre-digital time, of being almost not like a paradise, but like a simpler time. This entire page looks like it's got to be. It probably says in the back somewhere. Like there's. Okay, acknowledgements, Library of Congress, Colonial Williamsburg, okay, Harper's Weekly, the American Agriculturalist, Scugog Shores Historical Museum, right? Port Perry, Department of Industry and Tourism, Illustrated Magazine of Art, Ontario Archives, Metropolitan Toronto Library, Upper Canada Village, Public Archives of Canada, Century Village, Lang the Hope, Sawmill, Mark Crabtree, Peter Crabtree, Bobby Kalman. Okay, so some of those pictures are from a bunch of those reenactment villages. I love those places. I would love to know what those old villages, like when there really was a blacksmith and there was a sawmill and there was a wainwright and there was a wheelwright and there was a cooper. Like, what did the world smell like? I've said that in other contexts with you guys before, but I would love to know what the world smelled like pre-petrol stink, pre-diesel, pre-like metallic tang coming, in the air from our factories. Yeah, hike with Mike. I have almost no time to read, but I like to take some time every now and again. I was just saying this to someone today that when I was in high school and stuff, I was one of those like at least a book a week kind of people. But you know, working in publishing and now as a tech writer, like I spend all day reading and writing. By the time I get home, and my day job kills me every single day. Like by the time I get home, I am wrecked. So after that and getting supper ready and everything, like I'm one of those guys who used to lay down in bed and immediately open the book and read. It's like just one more chapter, just one more chapter. Oh my God, the sun's coming up. But these days, if as soon as many evenings I sit down here and I'm out. So yeah, I'm not getting as much reading done as I used to. Yeah, what Hike with Mike here says, the look of the time is comforting as we look back upon things. And I definitely am more of that bent or whatever, more of that. I lean that way, the older I get. Like when I was 20, I probably just would have looked at this and thought, okay, boring old book. But I have a real warmth for that kind of time, you know? Serge used to use Helvetic all the time. That's when you were working in design. When I was in design, I tried my best to never use it, but I've come to understand it. I've come to understand it and not dislike it. Like I read up on the philosophy behind the design of it and the time that it came from and everything, and sort of within that context, it's never going to be one of my favorite fonts, never. But it has its place. I have used it sometimes. How good Mike is all about pre-digital time because paper and pencil is always online. Absolutely true. Apparently I should read while I'm driving the car. That's what audiobooks are for. Although, let's face it, I use podcasts more than audiobooks. In fact, I'm paying like $16 a month for Audible because I gave up on trying to actually read the Silmarillion, and I bought the audiobook. But I haven't bought a book since. I should probably stop paying for that. Excuse me. I believe I have caught up. So I don't see Al showing up in the side chat. So maybe I will not be drinking blue tonight. So I'm not sure what I will be pouring for later. 8 acres. The typeface used the most was Frutiger. The main typeface I use for Rain Dance Bushcraft is I bloody forgot. It is starts with an H. What the hell is it? I like it because the A's and the V's, even in bold, still come to a point. I like that look. What the hell is that font called? What the hell is it called? Hold on. I'm cheating. I'm looking it up. Hallis GR. I like Hallis GR. I like it when they come to an actual, like a point. The A, the V, the W is like point. Rebel with an O pops in with Harpoon. That wasn't the one. I wonder if there is a font called Harpoon. If there isn't, I'll make one. It'll be all points. No. There's a knife called a harpoon. And there's a tunic for nurses called a harpoon. Oh no, harpoon is the brand name. Okay, bored now. There's only so much I can expect you guys to watch me staring at a screen. Russell likes Comic Sans, or Comic Sans. It doesn't surprise me. The entire world hates it. Grace says, I started reading the Silmarillion 3 or 4 times, never did finish it. It's just too hard a slog for... My opportunities for reading happen on the bus. The metro, right? I have and like, that means I'm going to work and back 2 days a week. Except that I very often... hold on a second. Camille is bugging me. Hold on a second. This is so pro, right? Hold on. Just let me give my daughter crap. There we go. Crap given. Yeah, Russell loves the classics. Absolutely. Yeah, if I try to read the whole Silmarillion on the bus in the metro, like maybe once or twice a week kind of thing, it's going to take me 10 years to get through it. And I ain't no one got time for that. You know? But yeah. It's 9:31. Man, that first half hour just zoomed right on by. Zoomed right on by. So I don't know. How's everyone else doing? Have any of you finished the Silmarillion? Grace, neither Grace nor I have. Have any of you even tried reading it? It's a tough go. I had decided to give it another go because I was gonna watch the Lord of the Rings series, and I had this idea that it was based on the Silmarillion, which it's not, by the way. It's based on the appendices from the Lord of the Rings. You know, but anyways, it's a good look into the way Tolkien was constructing the mythology of Middle Earth. Definitely doesn't read. I sort of have this thought that it's the Bible of Middle Earth because it reads like a religious book in that way. I don't think he planned for it to be that way, but that's the way it reads, like because of the language he was using and how the stories are told as these epic ancient tales. It's like the King James Bible of Middle Earth almost, you know. Broken Hill. Excuse me. And Camille is reading Hatchet right now. That's like I think most kids have read that, right? Is that like a North American classic, or is that a pan English speaking world classic? I had bought it to surprise her with, and the day after it arrived, she came home with a copy of it from school. I was like, "What? Yeah, we're reading it for class." I was like, "Hey, look what I bought you." So she brought the other one back to school, and she's using the one that I bought her for. I don't remember that book though. Like, I'm gonna read it when she's finished with it because I don't remember it. I absolutely don't remember it. There's all kinds of that kind of thing from that time in my life that I don't remember. So I should probably read it just to see if it's any good. that off the screen. This mouse is bugging me. Not as bad as the other mouse bugged me the other day. That was a crappy live stream. I didn't like that at all. I felt all resentful and regretful. Just looking to see what people are saying. Okay, the chit chat has sort of come to is slowing down a little bit. There's one thing I do have to check though, people. Something I gotta check, and I'm gonna check it right now, because there are 7 people hanging with me, and I've only got 11 thumbs ups. 12 thumbs ups. Thank you. It doesn't even tell me how many dislikes I get. Which is interesting, because shouldn't I know? Like, I see why they don't want to show it to, everyone else, but like, I just disliked myself, and there's no number next to it. There's no number next to it, so I don't know. I just don't know. I do like that book. I was going to show you guys another book, but I had shown it to you in previous, like last year or something, and I forgot to bring it over to the computer. It was another one of my, run down the stairs, throw everything together last minute, appear on screen just on time or a little bit late kind of thing. I think I was a little bit late actually tonight. Sorry. Grace just Googled it, and there's, why is the Silmarillion so hard to read? Tips to make reading the Silmarillion easier. Why do people not like? Yeah, okay, so it's not just us. I love it. It's like getting through it must be like a badge of honor, I read the Silmarillion from stem to stern. This girl is still bugging me. What's she asking for now? I've lost my train of thought now. It's okay. It was probably about to go off the tracks anyway. There we go. We ain't paying no attention. But Grace, what are the tips to make reading it easier? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do they mean by there are tips to make reading it easier? Read it aloud in a posh English accent and like a theater voice. And then ditch the elves, sail once and yet twice across the ocean. Maybe I will do all of my videos in such a voice from now on. Right? Greetings, friendlies. How goest thou? Oh, you can't use thou for plurals. It's you. Russ, I'll let you come on when you want because, I don't want to surprise you.
I didn't want to interrupt whatever that beautiful thing was you were just saying.
Oh, I was about to go really sort of... Here's something, I was listening to a podcast. I listen to a lot of things about Old English, like the language. I don't mean like British seniors. I mean the language Old English, because I love it. And I studied Old English and Middle English, not even as a minor. I just took a few courses in university. And something I noticed is that when the English, as in the British, academics do a passage of Old English, it sounds very homey, right? They just sort of read off the, or say the bits or whatever. But whenever they have like an American Old English scholar on, and they start doing the, or like a Canadian, someone from North America, they take on this like faux theatrical voice, so that everyone listening knows that these guys are reenactors. Everyone knows that these guys are probably like packing, geek cred, and
geek cred.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying that lovingly as a recovering geek, a former D&D player.
A recovering geek?
Yeah. I was a.
Okay.
I feel that the incredulity there might have. I may have missed a very minor ding, a minor ding to my personality, to my character. It's like character assassination there. Russell, is that what's going on? You saying that I'm still a geek?
Why would you want to recover is what I'm saying.
Oh, I ran out of time. Like I have friends who still, I have friends who still as adults, game, D&D or there's a few other games and stuff. But
Which one was that?
I was always more interested in. I always wished I'd come up with the games rather than enjoyed playing them. Like I liked the behind the scenes aspect, like the kind of scriptwriterly elements. Like I would have loved to come up with those rules. I would have loved to have written sort of the underlying stories in this source book kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say hi to Raptor Ranch. I hope it's a nice evening in northern Wisconsin, Raptor. Hello? Oh, Grace says, first tip, have a copy at bedside. Sounds more like a tip for insomnia. Absolutely. Absolutely. Russell, what's your name
Agreed.
tonight? The Dangling Poop Flooper. Okay. All right, Flooper.
I'm trying to keep it real.
Keep it real. Good night, Peanut Trucker. Everyone say good night to Chris. What I would love to do is come up with a role-playing game based on, like the kind of role-playing game that you could see Ray Mears playing, like
bushcraft.
yeah, but something like a basic survival or a bushcraft or an outdoorsy. Or I saw a board game that is unfortunately out of print that was all about canoeing, like doing a canoe trip around the Boundary Waters. I think it was put out by one of the parks on the American side of the line. And apparently the game was terrible, which is too bad because I would have loved a game like that where, like, maybe, like a card building game, maybe about just a camping trip, right? So it's not the end of the world. It's not like, excuse me, it's not Forbidden Planet or Forbidden Island or whatever. It's not, Pandemic. It's real low stakes, something that you can bring to the campsite with you, and it's just like, here, task 1, get wood. Okay, pull out a card. There's no wood in the area. You have to buy wood, or a tree fell down, whatever, 50 paces away, kind of thing. Chop it up, and maybe you've got some cards that are tools, right? There's a card that's an axe. There's a card that's a saw. There's a card that's, a water purifier or a tarp or something. I mean, I'm just spitballing here, but I like, Camille and I have been playing this game that I kickstarted, called Fossil Canyon. Okay. And it's a real low stakes game. There's no end of the world or anything. You're some archaeologists on a dig. And maybe a card flips something like, okay, the site gets flooded, so you have to, you have to flip over some of the fossil cards, kind of thing. And I really like that kind of game in certain contexts. I mean, there are other times when I like sort of a more epic scale and everything, but I just think I've been thinking lately about activities you can take to the campsite or to the wilderness camping, like if you got your kids or your family along, and you don't necessarily want to have an iPad safety net there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The kind of thing that you could see sort of on the shelf at the cabin, even, or at the hunt camp.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah. And now I've said it out in public, so someone's going to take my idea and run with it. and make $1 billion.
Me.
Oh, wow. 20 more inches of snow after all the snow was gone. Ugh. Yeah, we're definitely going to get more snow here, but hopefully not like that.
That's a lot of snow.
That's a lot. Because an inch is 2.5 centimeters, right?
Something like that.
That's a funk ton of snow. I would not be happy if I woke up to that. Yeah. I would not like that.
Wait.
Raptor Ranch loves the Boundary Waters. I have never actually been there, but it looks like a place I would like to. I want to fix that. I want to go. Yeah, that's a lot of freaking snow. Oh, that must have been so disheartening. Snow's gone. Snow's gone. You know?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Not much. I just crawl back under the covers, call a mental health day, and feel like garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we're at least we're at the point where it's not going to stay for 4 months, kind of thing, right?
We hope.
You know. Now, because I've got a crack in my foundation here somewhere, when the snow melts really fast, I end up with a river in the unfinished part of my basement. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to hear it. I hope it's disappearing on you already. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
How long can it stay?
Can't stay that long. I wonder what. So, what whiskey am I pouring? No, Al. I'm gonna pour.
Yeah, I don't know what. Oh, I know. They're Yeah, they might be traveling today.
All right. In that case, I'm going to pour Aberlour Abuna in honor of Honeybee.
Habuna. Sure. I might have some grants around, but I don't know if I should pour any.
I understand.
Crappy stuff. Yeah, I don't think I will. I'll save it for like cleaning the pans or something.
But you did such a good cocktail video with it.
Didn't actually open it, but yeah.
All right.
You show it, and then you take it away. That's it.
Right. That way you don't have to drink it. Raptor says, yeah, we got 4 seasons in 1 week. 2 days before we had 76 degrees. So is 76 sort of in the 20s? Does anyone know?
Oh,
76 old school degrees.
20 to 70. I don't remember that.
So like 22, 23 degrees. Yeah, that's a nice temperature. I'm absolutely at my best between about 15 and about 24 degrees, I think. Like when it hits, 30 degrees and it's that sticky ass Montreal heat, I'm like, oh, just kill me now. Are you looking up the degrees?
I don't know what I'm doing. There it is. I was looking at.
Wow.
We're talking about changes in weather.
Oh my gosh.
That was the today picture was last Thursday.
Big change in 1 week.
Wild.
Absolutely. Okay. Just looking some stuff up here. But that before picture, put that back up.
Hold on.
You're moving too fast.
I can't
Slow
find
down.
myself now.
You move too fast.
I can't find myself.
Oh.
All right, hold on. Present.
Still.
Why did it say present? It doesn't.
Presenting
Oops.
Russell's Land.
There we go. There we go.
So okay, that was that 1 week ago to today. Okay, so it's like a week before. Um,
Yeah.
that is a big change, but that 1 week ago was not ice that you can walk on, right? That was pond about to give up, right?
I don't know how thick the water or the ice was, but certainly down where that wet area looks, you
Oh
certainly
yeah,
couldn't walk there.
yeah.
But
Maybe
it's possible
maximize
you
my
could
speed.
walk on the other stuff. But no, I mean, it went from pretty chill to like warm, like summertime weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the ice melted in one day. So,
Wow. Amazing.
oh, sorry, did you want that picture up still?
No,
Or?
I was just wondering like how thick that ice was, like because if it's real thick ice, it takes a while to disappear, even if it's getting up around like 15 degrees. You know.
Yeah, no, it had been melting for a bit.
You got the geese flying over and everything.
Yep,
The
yeah,
gooses.
geese in the pond, looking for a place to settle down.
Yeah. Good thing you got that little island then.
It detached itself from the log that it was tied to.
Oh.
So, in fact, it wasn't attached to anything when it was in the ice. It was just held in the ice. And then when the ice melted, it drifted across to the east side of the pond. And then a couple of days ago, it drifted across to the west side, and now it's back on the east side. So it's kind of fun.
East side, west side, east, right? East side,
I
west side. It don't matter.
like how you did that.
Raptor says, I had on shorts one day and flannel PJs the next. Yeah, I've retired my flannel for the year, and I nothing is going to make me take it back out.
It's too soon.
I,
It's too soon.
I will shiver in my shorts, but I'm not going back to the flannels. I refuse.
Too soon.
Granted, I have on occasion wrapped myself in a blanket, as several people here have seen in the past. I do like
Yeah.
I do like having a nice blanket on.
Why? In fact, I was going to start a fire here. It's a bit chilly.
Yeah, here too. It went down to 4 degrees today. Country boy
Well, yeah.
says, "What?
Have you still got your furnace turned on, or?
Oh, no, we tore out the furnace. Uh, we use electric, but yeah, my electric heating is off here. It's kind of chilly down here, but
Electric heating.
it makes me feel. I can handle the freeze. I can
Don't
handle
ever do
the
that
cold.
again. Don't ever do that again.
Oh, the bathroom. It's over there because I'm tough. Quick way to approximate freedom is subtract 30 and then divide by 2.
I know you just pointed at the wall, by the way.
Yeah. I'm just joshing. Double it and
Let's
add
just
30.
pee down the wall.
Good.
It's classy.
Yeah. Excuse me. I got to see a wall about hers.
We're already talking east side, west side. Maybe we're talking gang signals.
Yeah.
There used to be a wall about a hearse. Man, what does that mean? Somebody gonna die?
All right. Beer is retired. It is.
Cheers.
Is it 10 yet? No.
No, but why
Not
wait?
10, because 10 is when it happens. 10 is when the magic happens. The magic happens at 10, Russell. I can't have magic before 10. It at 21:53 in the PMs. I can smell it though.
Oh man, yeah. Hair. You ever get a hair in your mouth and it just gets way back on your tongue, and you spend like 2 minutes trying to.
You're like, yeah. What are you
like a
drinking
cat
tonight,
there.
by the way?
Oh,
like
this poop.
oh.
Right.
It's amazing that like some of the beer you have is so good and haute gamme, and then some of it is like Budweiser. It's a very
I've told you about this. I told you why.
I know
You've
it's just
forgotten.
I keep saying it just looks funny to see. It's not a bad idea though. It really is not a bad idea.
I actually have some innocent gun in the fridge.
I have one left. I'm waiting for you to get another bottle of blue so that we can do that night of the innocent gun with the blue.
No, I don't. I don't want to get another bottle of blue, but I could. I'll tell you what though. I'll get some Fiddick. Some of that. Is it 10-year-old Fiddick? Is that what?
The Glenfiddich,
Whatever that.
it's going to be a 12 or a 15.
All
It
right.
might be a 14.
Well, what was I getting? Was it? I was probably the 12. I'll get
You,
another
you
bottle
had
of
a
that.
12. You had a bottle of 12. It should be about $80.
Okay, I'll get one of those then.
I got some new whiskey recently, but I forgot to bring it here. It's upstairs and in the back room. Oh well, I was going to show you some stuff, but I will not. I bought one bottle for. I've been waiting to do this live stream on my other channel for almost a year, I think, because I haven't been able to get the bottle. The other two guys who did a live stream with me, they both have the bottle. One of them lives in Ontario and the other lives in Alberta. But here, thunk no. So I finally ordered from Alberta and paid the shipping. Hi there. Look who's here. How's it going? The Deep Bay Homestead.
Are we doing the cabin thing tonight, or do you want to leave
Yeah,
that for another?
I figured we would start it at 10, which is when you traditionally come on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I loved that last
Whenever.
time we did it. I was impressed by how many pictures of really funking cool cabins you'd found.
Funking?
Funking, because I didn't want to, say fucking.
You mean like really cool?
Yes. Funking cool. Funky cabins.
Okay. Well, some of them weren't that cool, but
No, but a lot of them really were. And it's funny that I kind of feel, like when you're scrolling through Facebook or something, and there's always like, would you live here for a year? And it's some cabin that looks like a $15 million, log cabin just because of the way it's presented, and it's on this lake and there's no access except by float plane and all this stuff. I sometimes wonder if stuff like that is giving people an I'm trying to come up with the word that's the opposite of realistic. Irrealistic.
unrealistic.
That's the one. If that's giving people like an unrealistic view of what cabin life is,
Yeah.
and like we have friends who have one of those unrealistic cabins because they're both mucky mucks in their industry, and so they've got they had the money to blow the top off of a small mountain to put their cabin onto.
Unrealistic expectation.
Yeah.
I think you're right, but I also think that a lot of people, like a lot of people, know that they'll never have a cabin like that. So if they're gonna dream big,
Yeah, that's legit. That's a legit point. I just want to point out that. Oops, I was about to point out that Sean in Alaska's here and click on him, but instead, it's okay.
I got it.
Sean Alaska's here. What in the peanut butter and banana did I walk into?
Oh, I haven't had peanut butter and banana in a while.
I had peanut butter today, but no banana. Bananas are expensive. Hey, Shawnee's listening while she works. That's okay.
Shawnee. Welcome, Shawnee.
That's all right.
Peanut butter and banana and a little bit of honey on top. Just a little drizzle of honey.
I have literally never eaten peanut butter and banana sandwich. Never once. My dad used to eat it when he was younger, though, apparently. A lot.
Do you have the urge?
No. Mostly because I don't have bananas. Like, if I had bananas, I was like, I got to see what this is all about. Because peanut butter, banana, and honey, it sounds interesting because I do love a peanut butter and honey sandwich. And I like bananas. Okay. You know how banana, like banana flavored candies and stuff, they taste like the banana that we used to be able to buy before the Cavendish became everyone's banana? Like, it tastes like the Gros Michel banana. I would love... No, you don't know this? How banana blight killed off the crop, the entire Gros Michel crop across the world, and so they had to find another banana, and so they found the Cavendish, which is what we all eat now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
All of the banana flavored everything doesn't taste like the Cavendish banana, And that's why you're like, this doesn't taste like banana, but it does taste like what the Gros Michel tasted like. And so I would love to find one of the, to get one of those and taste it. Because like there are still a few people, there are a few trees, Gros Michel trees here and there. And like if you live in New York, there's a specialist place you can go to buy one of these bananas for like $5 or $10 or something. But I would love to taste the Gros Michel.
Interesting. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Great story. Compelling and rich.
Cool story, dude.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was looking for. Cool story, bro. Why am I talking about? Oh, yeah, because you were talking about peanut butter and bananas.
And honey.
Sean was talking about peanut butter and bananas, and you were talking about honey.
And honey is a must.
Honey is a must. Absolutely. The Kilted Commando Cabin Warrior is here. Oh, Sean in Alaska is going to be called the Kilted Commando Cabin Warrior from now until the sun burns out.
The KCCW.
Yeah, I like it. Country Boy says, Whiskey O'Clock. Is it Whiskey O'Clock? Yes, it is.
Did you start late?
I started slightly late, yeah.
Okay.
Because I was, my wife came home from work just as I was about to run down and get everything set up.
Yeah, that's.
Hey, not about. How's it going?
You gotta be careful about your Nutella when you put it on. You don't want to have too much.
I'm going in.
When it comes to Nutella, peanut butter, banana, and honey, less is more. With the Nutella,
that's a lot of ingredients for one sandwich. Like that's a lot. I'm one of these guys who likes to lay the peanut butter on, and then I put the honey on top of the peanut butter rather than on the other side of the bread.
Yep.
I mean, rather than on the other slice of bread. But I feel I would have to put the Nutella on the other slice of bread in this case.
Yeah, you know what you have to do. You're still doing it wrong because
really
you're gonna make your bread like honey soggy. So you got to put peanut butter on both slices, and the honey goes in between. And if that means you have to add less peanut butter to the bottom, so that you can have more, so be it.
All right.
It's kind of the same way with jam because jam will make the bread soggy as well. So you got to put peanut butter on both sides.
I find that it doesn't do that as much if you put them both on one side, and then, like, if you spread the honey on bare bread, it's like, no way, gross. But
it's not.
I think I may have to. Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Let's get the bread out.
I'm not making a peanut butter and honey sandwich right now. Are you doing one now? Okay, he's making a sandwich.
I'm grabbing a beer. I don't have any bread.
You don't have any bread, but bread is life.
I ran out. I was supposed to go grocery shopping today.
Didn't happen?
No.
Sean in Alaska is with you, by the way. Sean puts the peanut butter on both slices.
Well, that's okay.
I guess that's a legit choice then, if both of you do it. Yeah. This Abuna is 60.9% alcohol by volume. So I will drink it as slowly as possible. So what are you getting out? You having another Miller?
No, I got the Waterloo Dark.
Such a good beer.
But I'm gonna be. I think next one is gonna be Innocent Gun.
John says beer is bred in liquid form. Absolutely. What was that funky thing?
That was my phone. It's probably telling me that somebody is live.
I would love. Shit. You okay there?
Yeah, somebody just went live that I haven't seen in years. Yeah.
I would love to have the kind of life where I'm walking down the street and I've got theme music following me. Like I got a funky horn band following me, and people are like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "That's my theme music, Holmes." I think I saw that in a film at some point a long time ago, like the spoof of a blaxploitation style film. Maybe it was "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker" or something. And ever since I saw that, I mean, I was a kid, so I may be making this up or misremembering it completely. But ever since I sort of thought, man, I would love to be living the kind of life where I'm bopping down the street and I got theme music following me. That would be like, that would, be one of the few positive things in my life.
I did that once in high school. For some reason I was in the hallway playing with a
Trombone.
synthesizer.
Oh, okay.
So this girl was walking down the hallway, so I started going every time she stepped.
I'm sure she was really happy about that.
Not so much.
I love this. Country Boy says, my theme music would be Benny Hill.
That's it.
Hold on. I'm just, okay. Sean says, I had a Hispanic friend get hit by a building in a tornado. He said, get off of me, Get off of me, Holmes. Oh, God. Okay. All right.
He's hit by a building in a tornado.
Get off me, Holmes. How long have you been waiting to use that, Sean? Oh, hey. So is 10 o'clock cabin picture time?
Yeah, you want or whatever. I don't know. I guess.
Well, we don't have to.
I guess, fella.
Oh, yeah, because if you don't want to, I can tell you all about this book that I really love. This book
Oh,
right
please. Yes.
You know what's really cool about this book? It's from 1981.
Is it written by Peter Adams?
It is. I see you know books.
I can totally spell books. All right. You want to do this?
Yeah, I was just keeping an eye on the side chat just to make sure we're not missing anything. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's
the
look
thing.
at some cabins.
Nope. Hold on. Is that?
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
While you're looking for it, I shall take another.
Why are we only seeing half the picture?
Yeah, it's weird. There he goes. Whoop.
Nope. That's still.
That's still only half of it?
Not half, but it's like it shifted over. Like it come closer to us somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oof.
No, that's not the whole picture either. Hold on, hold
Really?
it. Okay, we gotta figure something out here. Hold on a second.
Okay. Everyone, just get back in your seats. We're gonna work this out.
Oh.
By which I mean Russell's gonna work it out because I have no idea what. So.
I gotta get it. Fixed size.
Fixed size.
That's what she said.
Oh snap.
What is it? 1080 by? I don't know if this will work.
Is it 1080 by 640? No. 1080 by.
Present.
What is that?
Word.
Presenting cabins by.
See if that does it. Yeah. Okay. That
looks better.
That looks like the whole picture.
Nice little place. I don't love that door on it though. It's like a log cabin with like some suburban elements added in.
Yeah, that's fair. So for everybody watching, the point of this exercise isn't to just kind of oogle at cabins. It's like, let's talk about what we like and what we don't like and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. This one actually really reminds me of Dick Prenicke's cabin. He had the same kind of style of logs.
Yeah, and the overhang. I think that overhang is really important.
Oh, yeah.
And like before I had seen his cabin and Sean James's first one, and I think he did the same thing with his second, it wouldn't have occurred to me to make sure, like, because I'm totally going to build one of these one day, right? It wouldn't have occurred to me to make sure that I have that kind of overhang, but come on, you can sit out there on a rainy day or like the snow is not piled up against your front door. I mean, that's a good...
What we're talking about, like a nice big covered deck.
Yeah.
Is what we're really thinking of.
Yeah.
All right, next pick.
That looks like it's a public toilet on a trail
I
or
think
something.
I think you can rent this.
Oh, okay. It's
Um,
one of those okay, rentables.
but you're right. What I took from this is not so much the cabin itself, but the interesting environment that it's in,
Like it's on the moors,
and
the Scottish moors. You
it's
can
yeah,
rent
it's
it.
somewhere in the hills. But I guess one of the things I don't like is there's no trees. I
Yeah.
gotta have trees.
Yeah. I wonder okay, and I wonder what the view out that window going
I
this way is.
I felt the same way, and I tried to get a picture of that, but or a view of that. I was looking over the website and I couldn't find one,
Hmm.
but it would be interesting.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Absolutely. Look
Mountains, so like
yeah.
view of mountains. The
Look,
cabin itself is no hill, but
it's no hell, but I like that. Oh, it's weird because they got a big honking stone chimney, and then they've got uh, whatever the metal is that aluminium that they're usually made of the metal chimneys,
stainless steel.
stainless steel. So do you think that they have a fireplace and a wood stove, or do you think that their fireplace got condemned or some damn thing?
I don't know. It's funny that they're so close together.
Mm-hmm.
Like that doesn't make a lot of sense, but who knows? Who knows? Oh yeah, so this I don't know if that's all stone, but that'd be hell to move in there, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'd put this picture in there.
Now, do you like? Wait, go back for. Oh, wow. No, go back for a
Yeah.
sec.
Yep.
Do you like a bathroom that looks like that with like that kind of wood thing happening, or do you like does that look a little too champêtre? I don't know what the hell champêtre is in English. Country.
I let me cut you short. I do like that. I do
Yeah.
like that look. Do you?
I can never decide about the all wood thing when it's like there are some. I'm trying to point on the screen here. I like elements of it. Um, I think that cabin is in a very warm part of the world because there's no double glazing or anything or a screen. Um, but I'm always sort
I wish I could.
of two minds of the all wood. No, I see. I like wood. I like wood. I think what's bugging me about this picture is that some of the elements are a little like grandma's cabin kind of thing, like the knobs on those drawers.
Hmm.
You know. Um,
Oh yeah, look at the drawers. That'd be hard to get to past that stone.
yeah,
That top one would be.
yeah. But the stone does bring a nice element of interest, like a visual interest. You know.
I wonder if it's real.
I hope it's real just because I want it to be.
But look at the sink. It must be real because otherwise it would just be a circle.
Yeah.
It looks like it's been chiseled.
Crumbs. How heavy do you think that was to
Pretty heavy.
haul in there?
Pretty heavy.
Look at that. I love
Interesting,
that.
eh?
Yeah.
That roof looks like it goes right to the. Oh, maybe not. I was gonna say it looks like it goes right to the ground, but maybe not.
It's hard to see, and like this guy's obviously got the cabin down real low. I mean, right in a fern on the ground,
Hmm.
right? But yeah, I think it looks terrific.
It's a bit scary with all those trees like close by.
Are you afraid of something falling on? And again,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that door. Like it looks like
Hmm.
a suburban door on a country house, but yeah, I wonder how crowded those trees are around the house.
Looks pretty tight, but
Because like if that thing was turned so that roof was south facing, that would be amazing for a whole swack of
mm,
solar panels, right? If it wasn't completely
yeah,
surrounded by trees.
yeah.
But also it's board and batten, which I think looks terrible.
Whatever, man.
But yeah, I like that cabin. I think I wouldn't I wouldn't build one like that, but because I
Sorry
wouldn't
about the,
think to build one like that. I
you're
mean the
talking about the
one,
previous one.
yeah, the previous one. Like it would never have occurred to me to build that. You know?
It's it's kind of a weird design.
Yeah.
It's not like the most efficient use of, like, if you're gonna have an upstairs, like, it's not a crazy good efficient use of space, but
Yeah, it looks to me like there's a wall between those two windows. Or like there's a counter under the shorter window. Like
yeah, maybe.
maybe that's
I
where their
wondered.
dining room and kitchen are or something.
I wondered that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I'm a sucker for anything close by water, but
Yeah.
now it's tiny. What do you think about the size?
It's very small. It's very basic. I don't see any windows. Oh no, there's a window on the side there. But I think I would spend so much time sitting outside and looking at my beautiful trees and river that maybe it wouldn't bug me that much. Okay, that's a good size if I'm all by myself.
Yeah.
And just off camera, there's a much larger barn where I have a workshop. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with the tiny house idea, but I do need some place where I got my tools, and it ain't gonna be in there. You know?
It's like, I can live in a tiny space, but I need a huge workshop. Sure,
Yeah.
I totally get that. There's Beto Mensky. Hey, buddy.
Oh yeah. I was about to take a look at the um. Oh, I love that. I love that. I love
That's
that.
nice.
The only thing that would make that better is if those rocks were on the shore of a beaver pond or a lake or something instead of just sort of going down a hill.
Yeah. Oh, it's kind of cool. Yeah, I'd like to see what his view is like from there, but
Yeah, that's the thing.
no, no. Now here, you notice the roof doesn't kind of extend out over the deck,
No,
but I don't know. It is a nice spot.
it's very nice. And the thing when the roof extends out over the deck, there are two things that happen, right? One, it protects the door and the window and everything from the elements. But two, um, it blocks. When I said protected from the element, like the other place, what I was thinking about is if you got like this hard summer sun coming right at that window, that could probably get really stinky hot right next to that window. Whereas if you have the extended roof, it protects it from that a little bit. But their deck is obviously made for sitting on. They might be able to put a table there and stuff. And
You know what? If there are other windows around, and you can't really see them, no, none of those other windows are getting any sunshine. I think if sun is coming through that one window,
then it's not a problem. Yeah.
I don't think I don't think it'd be a problem. Like, I got two pretty big windows that sun can come through that face south, and
Yeah. Not a problem.
it's nice in the wintertime. In the
Oh
summertime,
yeah.
open the windows.
True. Absolutely true. And I like their little fire pit.
Oh, you want to come back?
I
Yeah.
would love to know where they are. That chimney is not on the ridge. It's on the
No.
other side of the cabin from where we are.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I love it. And I love the trees it's got around it. That's my kind of forest. He said partly just a bug,
Yeah.
Russell. Hold on. I just want to catch up with Not a Bot says, check out the cabin traditional Finnish loghouse building process, English version. That's on YouTube, and yeah, I have seen that. Very, very interesting process. Rubber with the same door. Yeah, I think you were right about that. Beto saying hi to everyone. Rubber with an ice out looming. What does that mean, Rebel?
No idea.
What does that mean? So yeah, we can move to the next one. But yeah, that I would live there. Whew, I would live there too.
I don't
Absolutely.
remember where this is, but interesting spot. Like, there's a tiny little island.
Yeah.
The cabin's almost bigger than the island.
So what do you think that ring of rocks is?
Good question. I don't know, unless they're trying to have a little hot tub area. Like, the water in there will be warmer. Maybe, maybe it's if they had like grandkids like that want to swim and I just.
But is it even underwater? Like, it looks to me like it's their one little piece of yard.
Oh, I honestly I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be worried about water levels in general. I mean, it looks like
Well,
it's.
yeah. Is this on a lake or is it in the ocean? If it's in the ocean, I wouldn't buy it because I know that in over the next 10 or 20 years, it'll be half underwater.
It doesn't look like ocean water,
Yeah.
but I doubt it. I should have looked up where that one was from.
It's
But
a
otherwise,
very nice cabin, though.
steep peaks. I wouldn't want to do that roof. Oh, you know what? I didn't really notice this before, but that's an upper deck as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Yeah, look at it. And that's why it's got like that chunk out of the roof so that you can pass
Yeah.
there. It's so cool, so nice. It looks like it looks like it's a Swedish cabin or a
Ah,
Finnish cabin or a Norwegian cabin or something.
that is pretty cool. That is a
Hmm.
cool design.
Yeah,
Son of a gun.
just a simple A-frame.
Yeah.
So nice. Ah, look at that.
Now I know there's no cabin in this picture,
There is in my
um,
dreams.
but I found this because it's for sale, and I think this one is in British Columbia, and I think
Yeah.
it was $6.5 million, and I think there was a cabin on the island somewhere.
So all I need to do is win like 30 million and I'm buying it.
The problem with I love the idea of a cabin on an island, but the problem, of course, is like how do you get there in the late fall when the ice is forming? But it's well, I guess this depends. If this is in British Columbia, the ice might not form. But like in Ontario, say if you had an island on a lake, you're not going to be able to get to it when the ice is forming or when the ice is melting. It's,
Yeah. And if that is in BC, because those windows, what? Those mountains definitely do not look like the coast mountains or the Rockies. So maybe it would be on like Vancouver Island or something. Even
yeah,
then, I don't know.
that's what I was thinking. Like one of those inland lakes that's close to the ocean, or maybe it's even attached to the ocean.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because those mountains do not scream British Columbia to me.
It's very
But
true.
you need one of those, right?
Hot tub.
Yeah.
So you see a hot tub at your cabin one day?
It would be nice, especially because this is obviously an off-grid hot tub, right? They're heating it with wood.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I'm not against the idea, but like, I don't know how much stuff. Like, if I was to build a log cabin, I would obviously have to put in some plumbing if I wanted any of my family to ever come and see me.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to put a hot tub, but like, I guess dream big or go home, right? Yeah, I'm gonna put a hot tub in, and right.
Dream big.
But I would not put the living the dream banner across the top. I don't like that. I see no reason
Yeah,
to.
it's kind of like I know I'm living the dream. I don't got to keep reminding myself.
Yeah, I don't have to, especially because that text is done in a very poor fashion. It looks so third rate. You know, Country Boy said that forest looks boreal. Yeah, it's the magic. Look at
Boring.
that.
Boring. There's no doubt that boreal. It sounds so much like boring.
Now we're gonna move past it. So that's interesting in that looks like either it's a canal
Yeah, I was gonna say this does not
or
look like it's in Canada.
no. This looks like it's in like the Netherlands or something, right?
In fact, you can actually see a town in the background.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. It does kind of feel like a canal system.
Yeah, it's like a mainland Europe thing. So it looks like a really nice cabin, though. How
Yeah,
close do you think
it's fun.
trees should like? Okay, so the fact that those two trees are sitting that close to that wall tells me also that they're not worried about Canadian style winters, right? Like, see how close those two trees are to that wall.
Yeah,
I'm saying this like a week and a half after every major size tree in my neighborhood lost at least one branch, right? Because of
I
an ice storm.
I can't tell what type of the trees those are. Maybe they're not that big,
Mm.
but they are kind of big. I don't know. Like I've got a tree that's kind of hanging over the cabin, but a branch is not going to do a lot of damage.
Mm.
I I'm more worried about for the trees around my cabin. I'm more worried that one day a tree will have to come down, one way or another. It has to come down, and the
Mhm.
longer you leave it, the harder it's going to be to kind of take it down nicely.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
These, you know, that is those two trees. Well, okay. Here's a bigger problem. Actually, those two trees are so close to that cabin. Where are the roots going? Right.
Oh yeah, there's that too. Absolutely. I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah, because you might end up with some heaving at some point underneath.
Yeah, or just yeah. The roots are incredible. They'll break a wall down.
Yeah. And do you think that cabin is on a concrete footing?
Yeah, I don't know. It's the whole situation's kind of weird there.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know.
Hey, why don't you guys in the side chat sound off? If any of these cabins look really like the bee's knees to you, or is there anything you don't like about them, say, the green one with the orange roof, I want to say this about that, because, Russell and I are sitting here chit-chatting about the cabins, but, I mean, you guys are watching this. What do you think? There's 13 of you left. There's got to be at least
Yeah.
12, 14 of you. There's got to be a few opinions out there. What do you guys think about these cabins? Is there anything that we've looked at that any of you would be like, I want that? To me, that island, that's like $6 million that Russell showed. I'd be like, I'll buy the island. I'll build myself a little log cabin, and I'll
Yeah,
build myself a
that
workshop.
whoops.
Rebel says
Heck.
that this one sucks. Rebel doesn't like this one.
Oh, hold on. The island.
Ooh,
That is nice.
yeah, yeah. If I had the money, and look, there is a boat offshore, just in the upper left there, which tells me that that's a big honking island. It looks like it's
Oh,
actually two islands.
it looks like two islands. I
Yeah,
wonder what the fishing is like between them.
it's probably pretty good. But if it's in BC, I'm not fishing anything because I'm afraid of bringing up a salmon and taking a bite and killing myself.
I'm not afraid of that.
Mm.
There you go.
So that cabin looks like it's seen better days.
It's a bit of a fixer-upper.
But look at the view.
The view is the view is what caught me on this.
Yeah. I would still need a couple of trees around it and, a roof.
Yeah, you got to heat it somehow too. That chimney looks like it comes right up the center, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It looks like they've got a fireplace right in the middle of the.
It's,
I'm going to start that whole sentence again, okay? All right, start again.
Hmm.
Yeah, it looks to me like they've got the fireplace right in the center of the house. I bet you
yeah,
that's. What do you think? Old, like original, like an old homestead from when they were parceling out the West?
I have no idea. I I wonder what's on the near side on the wall there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It certainly does look lonely, but the
Okay,
view, yes.
hold on a
Sorry.
second. Grace agrees with us that the other one was most likely two islands. Also agrees with us that this one needs some trees. Yeah, okay, exactly. That looks like Montana. It appears to be an old homestead. I was thinking old homestead in Alberta, but I mean, it's because my context is Canada. But yeah, something like that. I agree.
Yeah.
Looks like the foothills near Pincher Creek in Alberta, just outside of Waterton National Park. Yep. Yeah, because I've seen not at this exact cabin, but I've seen this kind of vista with an old original homesteading cabin falling into ruin in Alberta before. Or Montana or like Wyoming or something. Ranch country, right?
I'd want a helicopter.
You'd want a helicopter
Yeah.
to get home from the store kind of thing?
Well, to
Or
go
to just,
skiing. Drop
oh,
me
I
off at the
see.
top, way up there. I'll just
Fair
ski
enough.
back.
Fair enough.
You got to get some good speed up because it looks like it's far away from that mountain. But
Yeah.
If you want to ski all the way home, I mean,
I love vistas like this where it's like flat prairie land and then suddenly over there, boom, mountain.
yeah.
Like
If this cabin was by the water, that'd be perfect,
mm,
and mountains in the background.
water on one side, mountains on the other. It needs some forest. I mean, there's forest going up those foothills in the distance, but I would need some trees around it.
Yep, I need trees. There
Love
we
it.
go. I love this one.
Yeah, I love it too. This
And
is less cabin and more house, but I still love it.
this is, yeah, you're right, and I believe this one is in Ontario,
Yeah,
if I remember correctly. But
and it
this,
looks like
you know, everything I love is right there.
what I want to know is what were they hiding in the upper left hand corner?
That was me. I did that.
Oh, you did that? Okay.
Yeah, this my poor Photoshop skills.
Okay.
That was a realtor logo.
Oh, okay, okay. Because I was like, so are they trying to hide the fact that their little island is like right off the shore, like in the
Oh,
beaches in Toronto or something?
is that Toronto there? No, no.
Yeah, very
I should
nice.
have
I
just
love it.
I should have just left the logo. Yeah, could use more solar panels.
And maybe a bit more of an overhang over that deck. I'm not great with sun. Like I burn like that, and I get heat stroke like that. So to me, like I would want some sort of an overhang, or maybe I would put those sun sails that for some reason cost a freaking mint. You just sort of they're called
Sun
sun
sails.
sails. They're just like Lee Valley sells them. There's
Is it
shades.
not like a square? It says a square. Like it kind of pulls apart, and the top
Yeah,
goes
it
up,
kind
and
of
then
pulls and no, not
yeah.
that thing. They're essentially like very, very robust sheets that the sun will come through, but will still shade. And you can,
Oh,
like you attach it by guy lines, something like that,
oh.
something to shade me and leave half of it in the sun for the wife, right? Because
Sure.
the wife is of Caribbean extraction, and I am clearly Northern European.
You just yeah, you just came off the glacier. Yeah, I
I
get
just
it.
came off the glacier. She just came off the beach in the Caribbean. Yeah,
Well, my wife is from the Caribbean too, but
yeah.
she doesn't like sun either.
Really?
Which is funny because I mean she doesn't burn, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean she likes sunshine, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Yep.
Look at those chimneys, eh?
Look at everything. Holy yep. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's cedar planked. Just looking at the way it's going gray. Metal roof, so it'll last forever. Look at those chimneys. Look at the light inside. It seems so inviting. Look at those mountains. And it looks like there's actually a little lake just off the, or a little
It
stream just off the left there.
it does. It does. It does look.
I want it.
It's all there.
I need it.
Yeah, I think you should buy it.
I totally gonna do it as soon as I win the lottery.
Sure.
Gotta find out where it is too. God, I hope it's in Scandinavia because that's what it
Scandinavia.
looks like to me. Like that, it looks like a Norway or Sweden or something. And if I would love to be there,
In Scandinavia.
yeah, absolutely.
Sure. I mean, whatever.
Check this out. Okay, as someone who loves the bushcrafty stuff, Sweden has a rule very similar to the passage rule in the UK where you can walk across anyone's land if you're out rambling. In Sweden, you can camp almost anywhere provided you don't destroy the local flora and fauna.
Interesting.
2 fireplaces. That's a lot of wood splitting, says Country Boy. But yeah, you're right. But look at it. I would love
I
to see what it looks like inside, though, Russell. Where'd you find this picture?
You want me to look right now?
No, we can do it later. But like, and I'm hoping it's a realtor's website. You could buy this cabin for 30 million. Oh, Jim's here.
You driving?
probably driving.
Hey, Jim. Hey, Marcel.
I was gonna say, look who else is here. What do you guys in the side chat think of this? Country Boy thinks it's a lot of wood splitting. I think he's not wrong, but
I would bet that the people that own this place don't chop their own
don't
wood.
chop their own wood. Probably not.
They'll have it delivered and they'll have it stacked.
Yeah, I would like to spend an hour chopping wood once every week or two, just to show that I can still do it. Just to show the hired staff that I'm one of them, right?
There's I as a person who has chopped a lot of wood, there is a certain charm to doing it actually, but not for days on end. But certainly going out for an hour and getting some exercise. And there's a certain satisfaction in chopping some wood and then stacking it and having a nice stack of wood afterwards.
Yeah,
Hits the dopamine.
Yeah, it kind of does, right? What I would like to know about this place is where's the front? Because we're clearly looking at the back. So what I'd like to know is the front on the other long side, or is the front actually facing that mountain? Because this is a sundown picture, right? This is late in the day. So what does this place look like in the blaze of morning sun? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, is it in the shadow all the time? Or is it phenomenal at like 8 a.m? Yeah, Country Boy says, I'd be happy to split wood if I had that cabin. Yeah, so would I. Absolutely. Totally worth it. Maybe not when I'm 80 and can hardly lift the axe, but... I was going to show off the knives that Al gave me, but I'll wait until he's actually on. He gave you guys knives too.
I didn't think he wanted anybody to know it was you.
Oh. I didn't say anything, folks. We're just going to move right along.
Metal roof basics, metal roofing. Oh my god. This son of a gun.
And like it's got that little window up in the peak of that wall. It's like so like
cabin.
It looks like a mini castle. You know, like how castles have all these intricate things happening with the roof? It gives me that feel.
The fizz.
Oh, yeah, it gives me the fizz, all right. I ain't going to lie. I'm going to tell them. No lie. It looks, so nice and so boreal and so wooden and so boreal.
I'm finding it. I'm doing a reverse image search now, and I'm finding it on all these metal roofing websites.
But no one's telling you anything about it?
Standing. Yeah, no, it's just all these, like, oh, here's what a standing seam is. Roof, raised seam metal roof. Oh, and there's like hundreds of matches.
Wouldn't worry about it. Wouldn't worry about it. I took a picture of it. I'll take a look for it later. Because I would love to know what it looks like inside. Clearly, they've painted their walls red or dark orange or something in at least part of that house. But like, I want the pictures inside to be cozy rather than like the lines of the back end of that fireplace makes me fearful that if you see inside, it's like uber modern, and that would kind of let me down. Like I want it to be like sort of Scandinavian minimalism, but still warm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, well, Country Boy just said might actually make sense. That roof is designed to shed a lot of snow. Got to be the Swiss Alps. Maybe. Because they're shedding just as much snow as Scandinavia is, right? Might be the Alps.
Yeah, they shed a lot of snow.
Yeah. Interesting. I would love to see the inside of that cabin. As the new owner.
Well, I mean, why don't we move on?
Yeah. Another pretty island. Look at how far away their picnic table is from the cabin, though. They must have a fire pit there. Like, that's probably where their fire pit is.
I doubt it. I mean, there's too much vegetation around that spot. That's kind of a weird spot for a picnic table, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, Nautabot says that the other cabin is Engelbert Metal Roofing. Oh, Englert. Sorry, I don't know anything about that, but I will
Yeah,
look it up later.
you're gonna need to be more specific.
He's talking about the previous cabin, Englert. Like, I wonder if
Yeah, but that
that's
doesn't tell us anything though. Yeah, as I said, you can find it on these metal roofing websites, but that's not going to tell you anything about the cabin.
Mm-hmm. Which is too bad. Okay, yeah, Englert is a metal roofing company, or yeah, metal roofing and gutter solutions that stand the test of time. This place, like with these real sort of, with this kind of point instead of this kind of point, I'm thinking we're not dealing with as much snow as the previous place. Like this might be somewhere in BC or Washington State or something, right?
I don't know. I do like it though.
Yeah. There must be a dock around the other side. Oh yeah, on the right there's something standing up. It looks like it might be a light, so it's probably a dock on that side.
like a little lamppost or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Or
think I
that's a
take that.
bat house, right?
Bat house.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe, I don't know.
I'd take that picnic table and I'd move it out in the big flat rock area, and that's where I'd have my fire pit. But it looks like the fire pit's right in front of
Right
the
there.
cabin.
Okay, because I had thought that that was just a pile of logs for like their fireplace or something.
Hmm.
But like that rock tells me maybe Canadian Shield.
That's what I was thinking too. Especially with all the the rock around the lake that we can see.
Mm-hmm. So like somewhere in northern Quebec or Ontario, right up there. Canadian
maybe.
Shield extends into Manitoba, though, right? So
Yeah, they really shouldn't be proud of that. That's our shield.
fair enough. My shield.
Yeah, they're just wannabes.
But you see that tree on the far left of the island?
Yep.
That tree reminds me of, the Group of Seven.
Yeah.
Is it Thompson who wrote who painted the pine or the white pine? That tree reminds me of that painting.
It's a windswept tree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Hold on a second. Little fish. Sorry, Marcel says we have a metal roof on our house. If I wasn't 50, I would probably, for our next roofing job, put a metal roof on this house. But I feel that at this point, what I'm doing is buying the next owner of this house a metal roof.
Yeah.
Nice to have a picnic table close to the water. They can set all their stuff there if they swim, kayak, etc. Yeah, but it's not that close to the water.
The picnic. Oh, I think she's saying it could be moved closer to the water.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Or have
It's
another
very
one.
interesting to see all the different styles of cabin on the lakes in Ontario went on via rail. Stunning designs of all kinds. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did you find yourself saying, no, stop, go back a little bit?
I want to look at that one. I want to buy that one.
Because things are flying by. Like, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
Yeah. Maybe that table is where they make the kids go party after hours so they don't have to hear them. That's pretty legit. Whoa. Actually.
The best idea is to build the kids a little bunkie.
Yeah.
A couple of sets of bunk beds and a table and chairs so they can play games and go make your noise in there.
Yeah.
And they sleep there overnight.
Yeah. Is this what you call cabin fever? Yeah.
I've never heard of cabin fever before.
In French, we have this thing we call mal d'Afrique, which I guess you could call Africa fever in English. It's like when you see Africa and you fall deeply in love with with Africa and spend the rest of your life like dreaming of going back to or moving to Africa. So this is cabin fever in that kind of way, mal de cabane. He opened another beer. I would have another whiskey, but at 60.9%, I'm not. What do you have in there now?
Jesus, my
You're having
innocent gun.
Jesus. Oh, you're having your innocent gun.
Having Jesus. Jesus in a can. That's what it
Having
is.
Jesus in a can. I have an innocent gun back there. Maybe I should go and get mine. Give the whiskey a break.
Yeah, grab it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go see a man about a beer.
Got it. Sometimes the tabs just don't want to come off.
But now, Russell, is this your favorite cabin so far? Like, which one is your favorite
Oh,
one
no.
so far? Because it's not my favorite one so far. I love that island. It's not my favorite cabin so far, though.
I would go. Okay, hold on a sec. I would. Probably that one actually.
What I like about that one is it doesn't fulfill what I see when I talk about building my little log cabin to be alone in the woods and just communing with nature. But that is one that I could live in 4 seasons without having any kind of hardship. Because obviously they don't have to worry about water and they're probably, if they're off grid with style, right?
Yeah.
Like I would love that to be my home.
Yep. I like that they have a little pontoon boat there too. Pontoon boats are. I would never wanted one when I was younger, but they're so comfy to ride around on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay, I gotta go see a man about a beer. Right back.
Sorry, before you go, what was which one was your favorite? Yeah, I know which one it was. It was this one, right?
Right. I love that one, but that one that didn't have the overhang, but was perched on rocks with the people around the fire pit. I love that one. Like that one, I love that one.
Yeah,
but I don't know if
so cozy, isn't it? It's
yeah,
so
and that's
cozy.
the thing, and it looks like it's nestled into the trees, and because they're sort of these are like spruces or Norway pines or something. I'm not worried about the branches and stuff falling on the house, and if there's an ice storm. I love that. And is that one board and batten, or is it like one of those vertical log cabins? I think it's a board and batten-esque design, right?
Yeah, I would guess it's board and batten. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Was there another one you wanted to point out, or is it
that one, or the metal roofed ones are my that you see? And here's the thing. I don't know if it's the cabin I love most or if it's the cabin with the surroundings I love most. Because if you're buying a cabin, aren't you kind of buying the surroundings as well?
Yeah.
Because you're not going to spend all your time. You're not going to have a cabin just so you can spend all your time in the living room reading or looking at,
Oh, yeah.
that one is something else. You're not going to spend all your time playing Nintendo in the living room, right? You're going to, you must.
Well, that was the start.
You should take advantage of the surroundings. And so that is amazing. That's probably my favorite one of the surroundings. If we're not talking about any of the islands, I love the sort of the romance of the idea of owning an island, even if it's tiny with that A-frame on it. It's like, I got an island, Holmes. You know.
He needs to finish his roof. It looks like it's just tar paper or something on there, or ice and water shield maybe.
Oh, I had thought it was just a metal roof, but I think you're right. It looks like it's just a tar paper kind of thing.
It looks like it was just rolled on.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I have to take a point off for that.
Work in progress. It's just a work. Don't take a point off. It's just a work in progress. I think it's funny. I thought there was smoke coming out of the chimney.
Yeah, but it's just it's a tree behind it.
It's a tree.
Yeah, I had the exact same thought. Yeah.
I thought, and then I thought, it's not real. Somebody photoshopped it, and then, no, it's a tree. Yeah. Did you see the skin on the wall too?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't, if I had a skin like that, I wouldn't put it on the wall outside though. I used to have this dream of bagging a deer and then using having its skin tanned soft, leave the hair on and throw it on my bed. But one of my subs, what the hell's his name? Pigeon Outdoors. He does a lot of tanning. It says that the hair just comes off. It just deteriorates. So you end up with so just too bad. Why don't they make a stainless steel water totes for the outside? Why are they plastic like
I
what Russell has?
they certainly do make stainless steel water tanks, but I've seen them in the pharmaceutical industry, big
I bet you
honking
they
things, but
cost a mint though, eh?
they're incredibly expensive, and you just don't need stainless steel.
And I like what Notabot just said about that. I guess stainless steel might heat the water. Can you imagine if it's under the sun?
In the sunshine,
Yeah.
well, it's more about the reflective properties than
You don't think it would heat up inside?
I'm sure, but plastic one does too. And,
Hmm.
like,
Fair enough.
I don't think it's gonna like stainless is gonna reflect a lot of sunlight, right?
Yeah. True.
Um,
Unless you like,
but
sandblast or something.
it takes a lot of energy to heat up a big volume of water. That's why they use it
Yeah.
sometimes in like in some places where. Will you go get your beer? Go get
Okay.
your beer.
All right, back.
Like in some places they'll use a great big water vessel. Instead of trying to keep a room warm, they'll heat up this water, and then the heat and the volume of water will just hold the room warm for a while. Somebody can clarify that. I'm probably not describing that correctly. Anyway, I would love to see what the rest of this guy's property looks like. I would love to see what his view looks like from there. I feel that he's on the side of a mountain. I hope he's on the side of a mountain. And that cabin looks like it was hand built. The deck kind of looks a little janky. I think the shiny stainless steel would be cooler than the IBC totes. Yeah, at any rate, I wouldn't be worried about this, you know. And the one difference it would make though is like sunshine on a plastic tote. You'll get algae in the water. You probably wouldn't get it in a stainless steel tank. In fact, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't. But that's also why I cover my tote with a big black tarp, essentially. Tote cover. Just usually turns off his camera when he's when he leaves there. What's going on in Jess's room here? Let's see, he's got hippos. Is it hungry? Yeah, hungry hippos. He's got Spa Lab, Le Mega Crystal, French stuff. I don't know what the heck French stuff is. He brought a blankie. Okay.
Stupid drum.
Wait. Come on, Grandma. Come on. Jesus. Come on, Grandma. Come on, Grandma.
Come on.
Get your shawl on, Grandma.
There we are. All right. I'm back. And I got my blanket, so now I'm all cuddly.
Just don't play with your blanket.
I won't play with my blanket.
We totally weren't looking what was in your room while you were gone there.
It's all kids stuff back there.
Yeah, I saw the hungry hippos and other things that were in French I couldn't pronounce. Anyway, we're gonna go back to where we were.
Yeah. I think that obviously European one, this one here, I think that's my least favorite one so far.
This one?
Except for the one that's clearly fallen apart in Wyoming or whatever.
Yeah, we could rate them best on cabin, but we could also rate them based on view. In which case, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because that's kind of what I was getting at. Like when you're buying a cabin, you're also buying the view. You're also buying whatever the flavor of forest you like best. You're buying if it's kayakable or canoeable or pontoon boatable.
Boot.
Boot.
All right, we're moving on.
Game. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, this goes with one of the other cabins we were looking at, or maybe that we're going to see.
Yeah. But here's a question I have for you. First of all, that looks like it's run by Parks Canada or something rather than a personal house. But I kind of feel like I would want to whitewash some of the walls.
What?
Like
Why?
I don't know. I feel like there's too
You don't.
much wood happening there. Like I don't mean
No,
whitewash isn't paint, but like whitewashing so you can still see the grain through it. Like maybe leave all the frames around the windows wood. It does not look like a prayer shawl. You guys are such. I was gonna say something else that starts with a B, but I'll say brats. Um, like what I would probably do is whitewash the walls, not the ceiling, none of the beams or anything, and none of the framework, but just to sort of
You're nuts.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
I'm second
Embrace,
guessing myself.
embrace the wood.
Yeah, I'm second guessing myself. Maybe it is.
Embrace the wood, Jess.
But that does look like the lobby in a B and B or something rather than someone's
I.
actual living room.
This is yeah. Given the fact that there's writing on here, this is probably an Airbnb.
There's writing. Wow, that's
Yeah,
not
there
an
was
Airbnb. Oh
great
yeah,
views
great
of the
views of the
forest.
forest. Okay.
Yeah, I could have shopped that out, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna leave it in. This is probably an old trapper's cabin, maybe, or
Yeah, yeah. Some old handmade. Yeah.
handmade.
I mean, you know what I mean. DIY kind of. Big
How's that
pernicky.
beer?
Oh yeah, I'm. This is the Innocent Gun, the original, like you're probably having.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
same one.
it's wonderful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Country Boy, did you see this? I would think the shiny stainless would be cooler than the IBC totes. Maybe that's it. Maybe.
Maybe. Yep. I don't know. Good possibility.
Oh, that's a nice island to have your little cabin on.
That is very nice.
That is killer. That looks like the water around it can get pretty deep. I wonder where that is.
I would bet that's also BC.
I wish we could see the cabin closer. But it looks like it's a big place.
You want to see the cabin closer?
Yeah.
I could.
Did that make sense? I wish I could
Yeah.
like
Yeah. It's not the proper. It's not like proper English, but
no.
it made sense.
I will
Let
own
me.
that one.
Let me. Let me find it.
Now, if this was a Hollywood show, I'd say, can you just zoom in there? Can you just like zoom in on that like 4 pixel spot and sharpen it up? Yeah,
Zoom
sure.
in on that person's eyeball because I see
Yeah,
the reflection
just
of writing
zoom all the
from
way in.
across the street.
Like God, it's Jason Bourne.
Oh, if I do this though,
We don't have to. I mean, the magic here is clearly the island. The
well,
magic
it's
that
not.
we were just looking at was the island.
Is this it? Yeah, that it's still a little. It's pixelated because,
Yeah.
but I can zoom in a
Oh,
little
I
bit. It's
love the fact that they've got that tree growing right through the deck.
oh,
But I wonder if 50 years on, what you have to do about
well,
that.
yeah, 50 years on, it turns into a table.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Well, that's a good question. I wonder how much bigger they made the hole than the tree.
Yeah, like you'd have to plan for that or allow for that in some way. Country Boy has said that definitely looks like BC around the Gulf Islands. Yeah. Marcel's getting M to bed. Okay. All right. See you back here soon.
That's nice. How about that island on the left? You could buy that one. Put a little cabin there.
Yeah. Or I would like use that one for my bushcraft videos, right? Like I'm out here in the wilderness, miles away from anything. Don't look behind the camera. Don't look over there, where my home is. And like,
It's cool.
it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I would explore
Right.
the crap out of that island.
Wouldn't take you that long, I would think.
No, not long at all.
You know what else is neat? Is this rock coming up here?
Yeah.
Looks like they're trying to make their own little beach there.
There's something going on there.
If you could bring in a few truckloads of sand, beach sand.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got to stop this and then go back to the the thing.
I'll just sit here patiently waiting.
Impatiently waiting.
No, patiently. Patiently.
Ding 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 ding. Nope, that's not it.
Nope, forgot about it.
Nope. Okay, there we go.
That's nice too. I love the color of that cabin.
Red.
Mm. Which
You know
is
what?
weird because I wouldn't have thought to do that, but there's something nice about that. I guess it's because I'm getting like again like a Swedish feel or maybe a Newfoundland feel, you know?
It's our cabin is reddish, and I do like the look. It's called cedar, I think. The color is called cedar something, but it's a reddish, and I really like the look.
Mm.
I don't know if I'd go that red, that like in this picture.
Yeah. Um, I would like to see a canoe in that picture somewhere. I see a dock though. I see a dock.
Yep.
Nice little lake. Nice countryside. Obviously not BC or like the part or Alberta. Yeah.
See, I don't know because look at all the rocks on the shoreline. That's a lot of rock, and you don't see that in Ontario. Not like that. We'll see
Yeah.
bedrock, but not like piles of rock.
Yeah, not piles of rock like that. Yeah, that's more.
I don't know where that would be.
Well, here's the thing, right? Behind the camera, there might be like a wall of mountain going into the sky. In which case, okay, we're on the Alberta side of the Rockies, kind of thing. You know.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
It's too bad we can't do that. They just can't pan around.
Yeah. What's with the? How come it's not 360?
So this is the same house as that previous picture, which was this one.
Okay, it's the same one. All right. Let's see that kitchen again.
So there's also writing here.
Oh, in fact, it's the same room. It's the other side of the same room because I recognize the stairs going up.
Yeah. So it has that old style stove.
Mm-hmm. But it's not. It's not such an old style stove that it's wood burning. It's a gas burner.
Yeah, it's gas. It just looks like the old style stove,
like a 50s era stove.
What if that upper part would be like an oven?
Yeah, like a heater, a warming. Yeah.
Or
unless
like
that's where they keep their pans, right?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, what's in there now?
And then, okay, this is weird because they got the stove there, and then where that dishwasher is, that clearly is where the original stove was, because it's got the hob or whatever it's called up above it.
Oh,
and it's near the fridge.
The hood.
Yeah, the hood, and yeah, exactly the hood, not the hob. Shut up, Jesse.
That's good eye, Jess. Jeez, I'm impressed.
Yeah. I'm here to help. I don't love the countertops. Those are clearly like what do you call that stuff? Not arborite, but
it's cheap Home Depot crap.
This needs either like a wood countertop or a granite of some sort. This stuff. No.
And I also don't like the window. I think it's too small. I think that window could go like almost right down to the countertop level.
Almost down, yeah. Yeah, this is not my favorite part of that room. I do like that stove, though. I do like that stove.
It is interesting.
And I like hanging the pots. I've always loved I've always wanted a kitchen where I can just hang my pots like that, and I've never had it.
I don't know. It looks cool, but they they'll collect dust.
Good point. Very nice. Very, very nice.
I bet that's the master bedroom up top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very very nice. I don't love having a flag hanging off my house, but
I'm
it's a small
I'm all
thing.
for patriotism myself, but I'm kind of with you that I certainly wouldn't put it there
Yeah.
unless they get a lot of water traffic, maybe, and they.
Maybe. Yeah. Kristen likes this one the best so far. This is clearly an older house, like an older log cabin. Um, the metal roof is, or no, or it was built by someone who loves the old log cabin way, right? Like the old Finnish style log cabin. Like look at the logs and the chinking there.
Hmm.
It looks to me like it's an old cabin that has had some work done to it, like new roof, broke out the for that master bedroom on top, stuff like that.
Yeah, you know what? That whole the railing on the deck looks newer,
Yep.
and in fact, there's an addition there. Those steps are newer than I
This
think
cabin
they're
has been
newer.
added to. Yeah, I absolutely agree.
And I think you're right. You can kind of tell that it's an older cabin because of the size of the windows on the side. They're tiny.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
People don't go for tiny windows these days.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I just wanted to sort of go back to. Okay, Rebel says, "Nice toaster." Ooh, it was a nice toaster, actually. Yeah, laminate. Yeah, laminate. Laminate tops. Um, Formica.
Formica.
Yeah, the stove is missing a gas grill.
Those,
Oh,
I'm pretty sure those are.
no, I think he means the actual like a grill, like what in an electric stove is setting it to the whatever it's called when the heat comes down from the top. Broil. Like British stoves have an
Oh,
actual grill that you can set. Like
okay.
instead of just turning it on to broil, like you put it in and you can grill at like 400 or
Well,
at 350.
how do you know it's missing that? Like, this is obviously a modern stove.
Well, that might be a grill up top, right? We were trying to figure out because it looks like it's just a door that you pull down to take your pots out of, but I don't know if that's what that is. I've never
Hmm,
used a stove like this. I love the
right.
look of it.
Yeah, it's cool looking for
Uh,
sure.
um,
Um, yeah, the yurt.
the yurt. I have never stayed in a yurt. I have never actually been in a yurt. This one looks like it's a yurt in Mongolia, or they bought the yurt in Mongolia, right? Look at that door. Look at all that work.
It's. I think yurts are dumb.
I've never been in one, so I have no
Right.
actual hard and fast opinion about them. I know that there's a context that they come from that made a lot of sense in that context. But like, would I want to live in a yurt? Probably not.
I think
Probably
yurts are
not.
dumb. Like
Um,
this one is especially dumb. I mean, they got this big tarp wrapped around it. There's no windows, or if there's windows, you can't see out them. Like,
oh,
what's the
I thought
point of that? No.
most yurts had almost no windows in them, like
Well,
traditionally.
well, traditionally, that's kind of like saying there's no windows in a tent. Well, yeah.
Right.
Anyway, windows or yurts are they're dumb.
You're
We're
too
moving on.
dumb. Oh, look at. Oh my God,
Yurts
look
are
at
dumb.
that.
That looks like the boreal, my friend.
Does it does. Now that cabin is built on a stone, on a whole stone story. It looks like that's where their
Yeah.
basement is.
It looks like it. Look how clear the water is. That's
Yeah,
nice.
Marcel's back. Countrywide, by the way, thought that other place with the stars and stripes hanging off it looks like Kentucky or Tennessee, maybe the Smoky Mountains,
Hmm.
which yeah might be true. This is oof. I would not call this my cabin. This would be my lodge. This would go to the lodge for the
Lodge.
weekend. You know,
I'm
maybe
going to my lodge.
do a little skeet
Lodge.
shooting. My loge.
I'm taking my cigars with me and my port brandy
Yeah, a little port, little brandy, little whiskey.
and a package of portobello mushrooms
Portobello
stuffed
thing.
stuffed with Alaskan crab.
Very nice
That got
place
weird.
though.
That got weird.
Yeah, but it
You know what
always
that thing
gets
on the
ruined.
right is? Looks like
Like
yellow.
yeah, like a little.
Canoe? No, canoes. Let's
Mm,
call them canoes. I mean,
all
they're
right,
probably not, but
I don't think they are, but we'll call
but
them
you want to go
canoes.
canoeing there, don't you, Jess?
Oh yeah. And then I want to go back for a great big hunk of steak at supper time. Because there's got to be a nice barbecue around there somewhere on that deck.
I'm sure there's a whole, wilderness kitchen
I'm sure there's also staff though, so I wouldn't want the staff. I would want to do it myself.
staff.
I would love, like, if I ever do have a place, I want to build an outdoor kitchen, like what they traditionally up here called a summer kitchen. I would love that. Wood burning stove and everything,
Yeah,
or range.
yeah, sure.
I would love to know where
Okay,
that
bro.
place is.
Cool story, bro.
Cool story, bro.
Okay.
That place looks like it got buried by a blizzard, but like there's this little hint of a fence.
An ineffective fence.
Yeah. Yeah.
I Anywhere that gets that well, I don't know if it's that much snow because it just looks like it's piled up against the back. But yeah, I guess when the fence disappears, it's.
If the fence disappears like that, there's some snow happening. And what is that off on the right? Is that like the roof of their Jeep?
I'm thinking that's somebody went to get supplies, and that's where they ended up.
That's where they died.
Yeah.
That's where they Donner partied. Look at that. There are tracks going up to the roof of the house, for land's sakes.
Yep.
Week 6 of being trapped in the house by the snow. The car is buried under snow.
Donald
fence
went
is
for
buried under
supplies 3 days ago. I hope he made it, and he's not lying out there in the snow, 300 feet from the cabin.
Charles is looking full-bodied and, wow, we could probably live off of him for a month.
We drew straws.
Yeah.
Charles lost. The dog won, though, so that's good.
Rebel with an O is like, haha, what's going on here? What's going on here is we're enjoying. You see, that doesn't look like a full cabin. That looks like one of those cabins where like the national park people keep their tools or their four-wheeler.
It's a bunkie.
It's a bunkie, yeah.
Let's call it
Nice,
that.
a little creek.
It's small, but my neighbors Dan and Glenda, they had a 12 by 12 for a while. They expanded it last year or the year before.
Yeah.
But the 12 by 12 had everything they needed.
Yeah.
It was a perfect little cabin. And like, there's a futon that pulls out in the bed for them. They also have bunk beds for grandkids,
Mm-hmm.
and the kitchen and the wood stove and the table and chairs. And I was like, they got everything there. You don't need a huge cabin.
No. You just need a separate workshop.
Yeah, and then there's a 12 by 20 workshop.
Yeah, 12 by 20 workshop. You're good. You're good to go. But, it sounds like 12 by 20. My God. But if I was, you can buy a canoe building kit, right? 16-foot cedar built, like cedar strip canoe.
Sure.
If you're building a 16-foot boat, then you need a workshop that's longer than 16 feet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I intend to build a lot of 16-foot boats.
I would love to build one. I would love to build one.
Just one.
Yeah, no, I don't want to like do a business of building boats. I mean, actually, that would be pretty cool. But I mean, stop. No, what I'm saying is like, I. The one problem with a cedar strip boat is you end up with like a 70 or 80-pound boat at the end of it, right? Like, I'm not going to portage that. That'll sit at the lake.
Oh. Yeah.
Apparently, I'm going to the dark side. I don't know. What was I talking about? Rebel says, can't imagine portaging with these two without Sherpas. We travel light, don't we? We travel light, right?
Sure.
I didn't travel light when I went to your place. Oh, look at that! Oh my gosh,
So
Christmas in
you know what's
Alaska.
you know what's hilarious about this picture, Jess?
What?
You know what's hilarious? We've been talking about this a few times now. The cabin is on the right. The workshop is on the
The
left.
workshop is on the left.
The
See?
workshop is bigger than the cabin.
See? Because that's the way it's got to be. That's like a Wrangler star sized workshop, though. I mean, that's a little big for me. But
That's nice. I like it.
yeah.
Well, they're probably. I was gonna say they probably also use it for a garage, but it's hard to see that they've actually plowed over there. So,
Yeah. It
but
looks.
look at
This looks so North Pole to me, like with that little fence with the two, like light poles, and
yeah.
like I feel if I showed up and knock on the door, Santa and Mrs. Claus are playing cribbage in the living room. Oh, come in! Ho ho ho! You want some
Drinking hot toddies
eggnog? And yeah, yeah.
or eggnog.
So
It
beautiful to
does.
look at
I'm like,
that. Look at that view.
Jack Skellington is going to come around the corner going, "What's this? What's
What's
this?"
this? Just beautiful. Just absolutely. Look at that view.
That view is crazy.
Yeah, on the other side of this cabin, there should be a huge freaking window. If not, they're wasting their opportunities. Hey, these are board and batten too.
Oh,
What's with all this board and batten?
I bet there's some pretty big windows on the other side. Although, I don't know. Maybe not.
It looks like a pretty traditional style of building.
I gotta see a minute, but are you okay with this picture for a couple minutes?
Yeah. Yep. So if this was my place, dear viewers, that workshop, what I would have along the side of the wall facing away is just one long row of windows right above the work. Like I would have a work counter, like I guess a workbench, but like something that went that entire length of the wall with those windows right above. Because then I would have like light coming in on my workspace from daylight, as well as I would obviously have lights hanging from the roof. But I love the idea of like working on something. Maybe I'm planing and I can look up and look out at that freaking vista. Similarly, on the smaller place, that would be my house, I would want a huge vista window, like a big picture window or something, so that I could look out on that from my rocking chair or eat lazy boy or whatever the heck I have. But I don't see a chimney. I fear that it may be electrically heated, but I would want a fireplace or a wood burning stove in the corner. To complete the feeling, the therapeutic nature of staring out over that kind of vista, the slight crackle of your wood burning stove or your fireplace, the smell of wood, that organic warmth, that dancing organic warmth that you cannot replicate with electricity or gas or any other kind of synthetic garbage. I must sound old. But yeah, I love it. Shawnee says they really let the snow build up on those rooftops. Couple of things I want to say about that. Excuse me. One is that snow is very much a large percent of that snow is air, right? It creates these pockets of air, so it actually makes for a really nice insulation. Ristle's back. I think I just said Ristle's back. Sorry, dude.
You know what? In fact, by the way the snow slopes off the roof on the workshop, it looks like they've got those things up there that holds the snow from coming off.
Yeah. Yeah, I see a chimney on the big building. I'd say there's probably some sort of a stove in the workshop. Yeah, but I fear that the house might be electrically heated, which would let me down.
You know what? I heard you talking about the big windows on the other side of the workshop. What I'd like is a big 12 by 12 deck there, covered deck. And you, during nice days in the summer, you just wheel out your miter saw or whatever thing onto the deck. do all your New Yankee Workshop stuff out there.
So would you do like garage doors then on that side to make it easy to roll stuff out?
Yeah, something like that. Garage doors or barn doors or
Barn doors would be nice.
something.
Yeah. Yeah. We're really good at designing other people's houses, eh?
We're fantastic. Why don't they hire us?
They should. They should. I love it. Look at that deck.
There's
And it looks like the one on the right is screened in for mosquitoes,
Yeah.
and the one on the left, oh god, yeah.
that's
Look at that.
actually a great idea. There's only one thing I don't like about this. Can you guess what it is?
Let me think. The
Can
fact that
Chad
those are
guess what it is?
Adirondack chairs instead of Muskoka chairs, maybe.
God, we were in the Caribbean. We found Muskoka chairs that were rockers.
What?
They were so comfy. In
Interesting.
fact, you could take a Muskoka chair and put rockers on it if you. But anyway, no, it's the lights that go overhead.
Oh, easy to fix though. Very easy to fix. We also have something similar to that along our fence in the back. What bugs me about it is that I don't see a chimney. So I'm thinking electrically lit. But I'm also kind of thinking maybe this is more of a
Elec-
hall, like
heated.
a reception hall than a house, maybe.
You could be right because lights like that are for parties, right? They're not for.
Yeah, lights like that are for parties. It looks to me like that's one big room in there. It looks like there might be a parking lot of some sort off to the left there. And this is a lot of Adirondack chairs around that fire pit.
Yeah. I think you called it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
called
think
it.
so too. Shawnee says party house, absolutely. New favorite. Yeah,
I
but
don't.
I think
There's another thing I don't like here. I just noticed now is that roof over the screened-in porch looks almost flat,
yeah, it looks flat.
and so this tells me it's probably not in an area that gets snow.
That, yeah. And maybe this might have been a barn at some point that they repurposed into a
Oh, interesting.
you know. So maybe that flat roof section is just it's an add-on.
Maybe it's interesting that there's a stone base, but
Yeah.
but that screen-in porch doesn't have it.
I believe that porch, no matter how this building came into existence, I believe that screened-in porch is an add-on, like later.
Yeah.
And like those Adirondack chairs looked absolutely pristine. Though I prefer the Muskoka to the Adirondack, to be honest with you.
There's not a lot of difference though.
The only difference is that a Muskoka chair has a round, like the back curves around, whereas an Adirondack is flat, like these guys are.
Okay.
Aside from that, they're identical.
This is the same house with the kitchen with the stove. The writing on the bottom of the picture. This picture is freaking mind bending,
I
isn't
can't
it?
figure out what's going on here.
If the bed is level, then what the hell is going on with the walls, the windows? It's crazy, isn't it?
I don't want
it. It doesn't make any sense.
You know what this and like I love
Hurts
how
my brain.
no, this reminds you of something from Beetlejuice or something, you know? Do you remember
It
that
hurts
film?
my brain.
Yeah.
I remember the film. Yeah.
No, can't handle it. No, because I'm looking at this picture and it looks like the bed is sloping away from me. There's a hook on the wall on the left that's upside down. These windows are I mean and the skis aren't even lined up on the wall.
You imagine walking into that room after having a bunch of drinks and be like,
Nope.
fuck.
I would walk in and immediately throw up. I'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm drunk," and then I thought, and like, okay, so the windows are weird enough, but why make it even weirder by having the curtain rods on the two side windows? Oh, I know why. I don't like it, but I know why. It's so that the bottom of the curtains lines up with the bottom of the windows. I do not approve of this design aesthetic at all. And it doesn't match the downstairs.
Yeah, there's no reason for this
No. Oh,
quality
wow.
queen size bed.
Wow, I don't like that. I don't like it. And what's with the wicker side tables? That doesn't match. No, no. Oh, this is bugging me. And like the so is that electrical socket on the left? Is it just like appliqued onto the photo or something? It like where is the perspective going? Like how much have I drunk tonight? Do you know what I'm saying? Like no.
No, I found this picture when I hadn't had any drinks, and I was that still messed me up.
No.
Like everything you look at is like
No.
it just keeps getting worse and worse.
Oh, no. Yeah, nothing is good here. Nothing is good.
Like the trim on the window on the far side is not the same trim as the other windows. It's
Yep.
stop, just stop.
This is somebody trying to be artistic or something and failing miserably. Oh my god, this just I hate this. What must this look like from the outside?
I don't know.
Kristen says maybe they were gifted those windows. I would not have used them. No, I would have dropped them.
Those definitely weren't gifted. Those were designed that way.
Yeah, and they're out of whack, just as Rebel with the nose said. Cutterwise says the picture gives me vertigo. That is excellent, excellent wording for exactly the feeling that I would get. And it's just like I'm really bugged by the perspective of the bed and the walls because obviously what's happening is that the slatting the boards on the walls are kind of slanted down or something, and then
Yep.
there's that weird electrical socket that looks like it's making the wall sort of bend or some damn thing. Oh god, next picture. It's oh I'm getting vertigo.
I'll come back to this one.
What's going on here?
So it's a cabin in progress.
Oh, I see. Okay, I was wondering if it was like a deck with like shading and stuff. Okay, so this is a cabin in progress. Okay.
I Yeah, I don't know what the context is. I kind of like the location because it's got the mountain in the background.
Mm-hmm.
This also has a boreal feel to it,
Yeah.
but I don't know what their design is. But all those are those logs on the top? Or are those just like two by?
I think they're just. Oh, actually, they're 2x4s up top, but the lower roof is logs.
No, those are bigger than two by fours. They're two by
You think they're
sixes
two by
at
sixes,
least.
maybe?
At least. Why would they use?
Yeah, because you would
I
need them
don't.
to be at least 2x6s, wouldn't you, to keep them from
They.
warping and crap.
I wonder how they mounted them on there, like on those logs. Like they'd have to cut wedges in the logs, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
Unless they got these wicked huge screws going up through the middle, but yeah. They obviously made that lower frame from logs for the look, so that'll probably be mostly exposed. Because otherwise, why the hell would you do it, right?
You got to see them somewhere.
You got to see them; they have to be visible.
It's. It, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what this picture does for me. It's exciting. It's
Because
like if I was
you want
built.
to see what it's going to be, right?
Well, it's like if you own this property, you decide to build a cabin.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting to see it coming together,
Yeah.
right? I remember when I had I was putting up walls here, and I started working on the second floor, and it actually started feeling like a cabin. I was thrilled. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
and
my
I think
god, I
that
could.
you can tell that Sean Alaska is having some of the same feelings happening right around now. You know.
Oh, I bet he masturbates nightly. Yeah. Is Sean, still here?
Not anymore. Click. Zzz. But yeah, not about notice the code hook above the yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sean James special. Yeah, that's interesting. What are these boards? See the snow covered boards standing up against the side? I wonder what those are. post and beam construction, efficient and strong. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I'm just wondering about the different, like, because you can do post and beam without using logs as well. Oh, actually, it might just be a cost saving measure. Can you imagine if they like sourced all these beautifully straight young trees from their own land?
Hmm. If you got them, use them, I guess.
Use them if you got them.
Yeah, you got to know what you're doing, though. Like my other neighbors up here, they decided to use 4 trees on their property for the 4 corners of their cabin,
Okay.
and they had a hell of a time trying to match. And the rest of it was stick framing, and they had a hell of a time trying to kind of fit the framing around these logs that they'd used. And in the end, they wish they'd never done it that way.
Fair enough. And this, I'm trying to sort of visualize, like they had 4 trees growing, or they chopped down 4 trees to use for the pillars.
They chopped them down,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know, they didn't have a really good plan for what to do. They just thought it would be really strong and really great idea to have the 4 corners be these huge trees. Anyway,
Fair, but oh,
I got this picture from, and a few other pictures from a site that does wallpapers, and I have a feeling that this is somewhat photoshopped, but
like
it
the boat down below.
I think so. Yeah, the waves don't look like that, but yeah, I feel that, but it doesn't matter. I mean, this would be a beautiful location for a cabin.
I kind of feel that this picture needs a column of hobbits sort of walking by in the background, like a few hobbits and Gandalf or something. There's something about that those mountains that. Could you imagine that's your view out the window? You're standing there at the window with your morning coffee, and the boat down there is not there, and that is your freaking view. I would never leave. Period. I would stay
Yeah,
there and stare at that window.
I would just plunge down the cliff.
Well, I would plunge down the cliff once life got too heavy for me. But I mean, aside from that, I would just love
No,
to.
people get on a really, like on a cliff or a really tall building and look down, and they have that impulse to throw themselves over, to
Yeah.
throw themselves off. I have that looking at this. I just plunge down the cliff.
Rebels out.
No,
Nighty night. Rebel says.
good
Good
night.
night.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
what that's
Thank
called.
you, country boy. Yeah, it looks like a shire. Yeah. Well, the shire didn't have mountains or river, but there's something hobbit-y, and maybe it's because of the green roof, right? Maybe it's sort of reminding me of their little underground
Well, that
houses.
cabin is kind of built into the ground there, isn't it?
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I like that piece of land. I love that view. I kind of feel that because there's 4 of us in my family, right? 2 kids, 2 adults. That would be too small for us.
Yeah, the
Perfect
weird
for
thing
me,
about
just like
this
that.
is that it doesn't look like there's a deck on the other side. Like, guys, you built the deck on the wrong side.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Like,
hoping that it's picture window on the other side.
I guess I'll just sit here and not look at this amazing view.
Yeah.
I,
That's a nice view, though. Holy crap,
I,
that's a nice
it is a nice little cabin. I don't know what they're using for a roof. It looks like astroturf.
view. Yeah. I just figured it was probably a metal roof, and it's just a photo that's making it look like it's AstroTurf.
Maybe.
Wood burning stove, because there's a little
Yeah, you're probably right.
stainless pipe coming up the other side there.
Yep. Yep.
I like it. I mean, it's almost a tiny house, right? If you look at the size of that front door and everything. So like that would be like Jesse lives alone, or he gets a weekend alone.
It's
Because
Your family's in a house just off screen, modern house.
Because I think it would get crowded fast if you were more than one person, or maybe like a young couple.
I yeah, you you know, I mean, we joke about having a workshop, but even even a couple, like even a cabin this size, like kind of City Girl and I need our own space sometimes to do stuff. She's got
Hmm.
hobbies she wants to work on. We can't all. This is like one big room, right?
Yeah, absolutely. One room and one loft.
And it's and she's created some space upstairs so that she can do crafts and stuff. But I kind of feel that that's one of the good things that a workshop will give me is time to kind of do my own crap, and she can do her own crap in here.
Because your cabin's bigger than that one. Or at
Oh
least
yeah,
the ground floor of your cabin is bigger than the ground floor of that one.
yep, yeah. But
And I could
yeah,
see like two people trying to do projects at the same time could get crowded in your cabin. So that one there would be the divorce house. You know?
that's the doghouse.
Yeah, that's the pout house. Such a nice view though. Holy crap.
That is a nice view. And he's on the wrong side. He's sitting there like, I guess I'll enjoy. What is that? There's a little wall there too. Like what? Why is there a wall?
That's probably where they've got like their snow blower and stuff. He's probably sitting in front of the picture window on the other side of the house from where the picture is taken from, with a cold beer, staring out at all that land that he doesn't own.
No, he's right there in the picture. That's him.
Yep, you're right. I hadn't noticed him there.
Huh.
What an idiot! God, sit in front of your picture window, damn it.
You were so kind to him a moment ago.
Yeah,
Giving
it's like
him the
no.
benefit of the doubt. But no, he's just an idiot now.
Go perch yourself on a rock and look at that fucking vista. It's okay.
It's
It's
too
after the
late.
first date. Yeah, can't
It's too
fix that.
late. You can't take it back.
But like, why would you like such a weird decision to build that size of cabin? You know what I'm saying?
There could be a modern house just off screen where his wife and kids are.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there might be anything off screen. He might have a 13 by 20 workshop just off screen. Interesting.
I think that's the last picture of my
That's the
thing. I
last
can't
one.
go forward anymore. You want to
Yeah, nice collection.
spend
That
more?
oh no, that is making me pissed off because like somebody built that. Right? Somebody did that.
Somebody built that.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like somebody did that. I can't tell
Somebody built
if
that on purpose.
on purpose, right? Because you don't build all of that in one drunken sprawl, right? So like either the boards on the sides are slanted down, or the bed is slanted because the floor is slanted, and
Beds.
the electrical outlet is I don't know what's going on with that, and he's got the little coat hook upside down in the middle of the wall for some stupid reason, and like so is that lamp on the right side even level? Who the hell knows? Because nobody knows what's level in this house, in this room.
Somebody did that on purpose. You're like pissed off about that. They
I
did that on
am.
purpose.
Because that's big money when you build a room. And it's probably even bigger because those are probably custom freaking windows.
No.
Yeah, I want a window that's like 2 feet high on one side and like 1 foot high on the other. Flat top, but make it sporty. I just can't handle it. Oh, I can't handle it.
The only thing I can cling to in this picture is that the bed must be level. That's it. That's all I got.
Because if it's not, wow.
It's gotta
I
be.
mean,
It's gotta be.
Trying to sleep, but all the blood is rushing to my head. Just put your head at the other side of the bed. I feel like I'm sliding. I mean, like,
I don't know why.
It's a
Every
nightmare.
every morning I wake up, I'm on the floor. I don't get
Every
it.
morning I wake up, I feel so unbalanced. Life is hell. And it's like there's one little opening part of that window right in the middle of the bed.
They could have made that a lot worse. Actually, the bed is made fine. They could have like done that blanket like crooked and
They would have had to work to make this room look worse than it does. Like
those. I think those end tables are different sizes too, aren't they? They
yeah.
look like they.
Yeah. Thanks for adding that onto the pile of crap.
Look at there's tissue boxes on each side, but they're not
They're not even
in the same. They're not in the same place. Any OCD people freaking out right now?
Hi, how was your vacation? Oh, we stayed in this amazing B&B. The bottom was very, very traditional, but man, you should have seen the bedroom. It was like
We,
circus
we could
time.
we couldn't sleep.
Oh,
Kept ending up on the floor.
oh, it's pissing me off.
All right, we're gonna.
Oh, I'm angry at it. I'm so angry at it. Less angry at that.
Sweet.
Love that.
I love that workshop. I get it.
Oh, love that.
I gotta say that's it. I know it's a pretty simple workshop, but it's nice. I like it.
Look at how many toys you can build in that workshop. Santa's gonna love you.
Yeah. So many toys.
They've even got the wreaths out. But like,
Yep.
man, how could you not think that you're living in a wonderland in a place like that?
I gotta Photoshop Jack Skellington into that picture.
Peeking out from behind the workshop. What's this?
What's this?
And the thing is, for so many of these places, like go back to that one for a second, because it that one's hilarious. Like, no, go back to the one with the snow. This is the same thing as the kind of the one that looks like an observation tower with the one guy sitting on the porch looking the wrong freaking way. And in fact, I think Raven sort of says the same thing. Okay. He's saying we might be seeing the crappy view. The porch faces an even more awesome view. I think the camera is showing us the best vista, right? It's looking out over the best vista, which means that we don't know if there's a wall of windows on the other side, right? We're seeing what looks like a very traditional cabin, but the other side may be wall-to-wall windows. Because if I built that place, the other side would be wall-to-wall windows. It has to be, you know?
Well, here's the thing. Like, okay, so I got an excellent view out that way, right, of the beaver pond and stuff.
Absolutely.
And I should, if I had to do it again, I would have put in bigger windows. But we don't. We're not expert planners, and we don't really. Some of us. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Hindsight is 2020, I guess.
Hindsight is 2020. It's also a hell of a lot more expensive to put in a double or triple glazed picture window than a normal size window. Like at a certain point, you have to sort of
that's
balance stuff off, right?
Where did that one go? Yeah, I mean he might have been on a limited budget. Otherwise, maybe build a bigger cabin. Maybe build a huge wraparound deck. Maybe
and he may be a solo. He may be, he may be a widower or a hermit or something. Like he may not have family to go to the cabin with him. Maybe that's his place of solitude.
Yep. Maybe.
Just him and the view away from the view.
I'm sure that's a body out there.
You think it's a body?
A corpse that's been polar beared.
James went forth to look for supplies and has not come back in 4 weeks.
This is one of your favorites, though, right?
I love it, but I feel that it's almost like a rented lodge, like on a SIPAC or something. Like I don't know what a ZEC or a SIPAC is outside of Quebec, but like a ZEC is you can rent. They've got these little chalets, and it's for hunting, but the chalets are really classy. Like I almost feel that that's like a Parks Canada thing rather than an actual.
Could be.
I look at that though. Can you imagine sitting on that deck?
You know what? I'll tell you what. In future, I'll try and get some background into some of these pictures because honestly, the whole intent here was just to see, just to talk about what we like and what we don't like, and if we were to build a cabin, what, or buy a property somewhere, what do we like, what we don't like. But we always tend to keep talking about where is this and what.
But is that maybe part of the magic though? Like if we knew exactly where this is, would it still be as compelling, or is the mystery part of the compelling element,
No.
the enjoyment that we're getting from this, and that apparently 15 other people are joining us on? Like I don't know, maybe not knowing is part of the magic, right? Like the
Time for a
mystery.
poll.
Time for a poll. Okay.
All right, Jess's poll is coming out.
Are you writing it or am I writing it?
I can't do a poll on your
You
channel.
can't do a poll, but I thought I made you like a co-host or some damn
No,
thing.
but that's StreamYard. You're doing
Oh,
it. This is YouTube.
okay.
You can do it on
Engage with my
YouTube.
audience.
Like I don't think.
Okay.
Can you do it in StreamYard?
Okay. So what am I asking in the poll?
I can say things, and it looks like you're saying it.
But if I'm writing up a poll, what am I asking? Should we find out the geographical locations of these cabins for next time?
Oh, do we want more information about the geographical location, the background, or more pics of that um, property or the cabin? Very more in different pics. I don't know what. I don't know. You. Oh God, get new glasses, Jess. That looks so painful. Are you bent
I,
forward because you're trying to see your keyboard?
yeah. I've also had some drinks tonight. That whiskey was 60.9%. Remember? Um.
Yeah, I think you should have had another one.
Now I was supposed to go until 11 o'clock, and it's currently like half past. Right. So
You're just gonna trim it. Just trim it.
I'm not even gonna bother trimming it. I was totally gonna trim the last one, and then I was like trying to find a good place to trim it. I was like, just leave it. Okay, I put up a poll. I put up a poll.
Do you want
Remind
more
me to
information
check the
about the
poll.
cabin's locations and backwards member pics for the next time we do this?
I forgot to say that. I can't edit the poll though, can I?
That's okay. I just said it out loud.
For the next one of these that we do, answer the poll. Hold on a second. Chris is saying the last time he did this, Russell, didn't you show cabins and the insides as well? I think he showed the same inside or a similar another place that I was like, this is not a private residence. This is a Airbnb or a tourist thing.
Last time I think I did the same thing I did as this time. I was if other pictures came up that were like the inside, I may have thrown them in if they looked nice. But in general, I wasn't trying to do that in particular.
But like Russell, what would be your ideal cabin interior?
In terms of what,
Like if you like imagine, I mean, you live in a cabin, but having like knowing now what you know now versus what you knew when you were planning your cabin, what would you see as like your dream cabin interior? First of all, the floor in this one that you're showing, that right there tells me it's not a private residence. I don't like that floor. It's great for taking care of when you've got like hired help or you're
I,
like an Airbnb or something.
that's, I think that was just a roll of stuff, right? A roll of linoleum or something.
Something like that, yeah. Like, but I would want like just a straight up wooden floor or maybe some big tiles or something. I don't like that floor. Don't like
Okay, so finish your thought. Fin- well,
my thought would be like, to me, I'm still dreaming of my cabin. You have your cabin, but like when we bought this place and had the entire ground floor gutted and redone, after the fact you always kind of look and think, I should have done X. Sometimes it's a very small change and everything else is perfect. Sometimes it's like, wow, I really wish we had laid this floor out differently. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I'm thinking like we're looking at an interior of a cabin here. We've looked at a lot of exteriors. Like what you building on what you've learned from the place that you developed and built. If you could say dream cabin interior, how far from what you've got would it be? Is it almost the same,
Oh
or is there
God.
like a few things that kind of bug you?
There's probably a bunch of stuff I would change. Excuse me. I try not to yawn. I generally don't yawn. I I would definitely do a different layout. Like it, I when I designed this cabin, it was never in a thought that I was actually going to live here or that City Girl would one day live here.
Mm.
This was just I would all I was interested in it was having. In fact, I didn't know what I was going to do with the inside. All I was interested in was I was going to have this space and I could do whatever I wanted in the space. I
Okay.
could put the kitchen where I wanted. Well, that's not true. I knew the kitchen was going to be over there. If there's going to a bathroom, there's going to be over there. I knew the wood stove was going to be here. But it was not. I didn't put any thought into a lot of it. Let's just say I didn't put a lot of thought into it. But if I was to redo it again, I would make the cabin a different. Instead of like squarish, I would have made it longer and skinnier, because then you can create more rooms. Like right now, the cabin is
Okay.
kind of divided into four spaces, right? The
Mm-hmm.
kitchen, this area that was the dining area,
Yep.
and then the living area with the wood stove, and then the bathroom. And they're huge spaces, and they're too big for this size of cabin, right?
Okay.
Like if I narrowed the cabin and made it longer, I could have made maybe six rooms instead of four, and that way we could have had a bedroom on the main floor.
Mm-hmm.
The living room doesn't need to be this big. The dining room doesn't need to be this big. The kitchen doesn't need to be this big. You know what I'm saying? Like all the spaces would have been smaller, but it's hard to do in a square cabin. So that's the first thing. I would have put bigger windows in. I would have brought the ceiling down. It's too tall. Um, what else would I have done? Um,
Thing is, some of that is kind of major stuff,
oh yeah,
and some
it
of
is.
it's less major. Like less tall. That's a big honking job, right? That's
Well,
you may as
that'll
well
never.
just build a new cabin at that point.
Yeah, that'll never change.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the stuff from the I might be able to fit a bedroom in here, but it won't be a room. It'll be a bed.
It'll be a bed,
Like,
and yeah, because the living room is not big enough to split into two rooms, but it is big
yeah,
enough to
that's
wish you had the room to do that. I
it,
guess.
it is awkward. And then I can make like say this living area where there's a couch and a chair and my computer thing here. And I do plan on moving the wood stove back closer into the corner. I can make this area smaller, but that
Hmm.
just means I have more area in the middle of the cabin that I don't know what to do with because
And that's where
what
the
the hell
dead
do you
area happens, right?
yeah, it's dead area really. Like you can't make a new room out of the middle of the cabin, even though you have the floor space for it. Like what are you going to put there?
Yeah. Well, no, that's the thing. And what if you moved the computer desk and everything into that corner where, like, let's face it, the dog's chair and everything is?
Well,
It's not really going to
I'm not
help,
sure
is
what you
it?
mean.
Yeah.
Well, that's eventually where the bed is going to be
Mm.
one day
One day.
when I can't climb stairs anymore.
Right. Apparently. Oh, geez. Sorry, I forgot to say hi, Matt, to Matt J. How's it going?
I was wondering if I missed that. Hey, Matt.
I totally missed that. Um, Not about says if you watch Heavy D on YouTube, his Utah cabin is buried under 30 feet of snow and it's caving in. Under 30 feet of snow?
That's a lot of snow.
I'm creating a new tab and I'm going to look that up later. Because that's a lot of snow. 30 feet. Jeez, that's a. Because
That's a
I
lot of
live.
snow.
Yeah, I live in a house with 9-foot ceilings on the ground floor. That's amazing. That's crazy, crazy. Like I'm trying to envision it, and I'm failing miserably. Heavy D.
Okay, so this side of the cabin to that side of the cabin is 28 feet.
Okay, it's a good size.
That's a lot of snow. That's
Yeah,
damn.
Utah.
Fuck Utah, man.
The hell with Utah.
Yeah. You know what's funny is our condo in the city. The ceilings are 12 feet high.
12.
It's stupid height. Like who decided that? I mean, some people walk in there and go, "Wow, they're really cool," but a lot of people will think it's cool for all of about 5 minutes, and they could have put like two more floors on this stupid condo kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the 9-foot ceiling is the ideal ceiling size.
9 feet is great. 8 feet is great to me. The ceiling is 8 foot 3 inches, and it doesn't need to be that tall. Honestly,
And also, the lower your ceilings are, the
it's
less onerous it is. Onerous. Okay. All right. I'm going to start that again. And also, the lower your ceilings are, the less onerous it is to heat them, the rooms.
good night, Jim.
Good night, Jim. Have a good night.
Um, yeah, to me, it's just wasted space.
Yeah, that's legit. We whenever my band goes and plays the band. Oh no, I've had booze.
Gig. They play a
Yes,
gig.
whenever we go and play the festival gig in Alberta at up near Abraham Lake, the view out that window is nice. The one right behind the couch.
Those are nice windows.
That's the kind of stuff where like that. I love that. You're looking out at the natures, and you're looking at
Yeah.
maybe there's a bear walking by or an elk, some birds. You got like some
Babar.
babar, Dumbo fluttering by. Anyway,
Hey, Babar. High
oh, I
five.
lost track of what I was trying to say.
The windows are.
No,
You
before
know,
the windows, because the windows were the thing that distracted me.
oh, what were you just talking about?
Something fabulous. I was going to like I was really dropping pearls of wisdom, but I don't remember what it was.
We were talking about the design of the cabin, putting in a bedroom,
The lower the ceilings,
lower
the less
ceiling.
onerous it is to heat in terms
Yeah,
of like
it's wasted space
space.
and
Oh well,
really, you still.
it's gone.
I've had a few drinks, so my my memory's gone.
I I've had a few drinks, so it's gone for me as well. But like honestly, we got like another 4 minutes before I really have to get the hell to bed. So yeah, I still like that one on that island, but not. It's not my favorite cabin, the one that you were just showing. But it's a nice little island.
And
You know, that's the thing. It's a nice little island. They got to throw that picnic table into the lake, though. That's not right. Just get rid of it.
I think if they just move it somewhere, that'd be cool.
Oh, they could, but it's funnier to just throw it into the lake. Buy a new one. Just keep
Like,
throwing them into the lake and buying new ones. Let's put it here. No, into
it's
the
all
lake.
yours, fish.
Put one over here. Yeah, take it, fish. Take it. Beautiful.
Right. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Too bad he left us on this cabin instead of the previous one. Because what I was going to say about the previous one is that if that is a personal space, that's amazing. This one, if it is something that's more of like an official a parks building or like an Airbnb or something, maybe a little less cool, but still so nice. I really want to see the inside of that cabin. And also, like, I want to know. It looks to me just because there are some little traces of soot on the top, like above the openings in those two chimneys. So it looks to me like those are actual working chimneys, which is amazing. I love it. Look at the size of them. But like, you guys, what do you think? Are you guys all team fireplace or team wood stove? Because I kind of have this feeling that in terms of heating your room, you want the wood stove rather than the fireplace. Just in terms of, um, excuse me, of efficiency. Like I know that there's an old school romance to the fireplace, and I get that, and it's easy to hang a pot in the fireplace. like the old traditional fireplaces would have an iron bar across it, or like an iron thing where you could just sort of swing a pot in and stuff. Like if your fireplace is part of your kitchen, I get that. In other contexts, though, a wood stove is a much better go. What do you guys think? Are you guys team fireplace or team wood stove? Don't tell me you're a team pellet stove, though. I don't want to hear that. Just kidding. If you're a pellet stove guy, that's fine too. Got a lot of comments from Marcel here. I'm going to go through some of them. Russell said his kitchen didn't need to be so big. I disagree. You always need a big kitchen. It's funny because I should leave that up. Man, I wish our kitchen was bigger. And we spent big money having that entire floor redone, but we didn't have the space to increase the size of the kitchen. Just in terms of where like the new bathroom was going, the door to the solarium was, and the stairs to the basement, we were absolutely trapped. But I would love to have had an extra 3 feet of kitchen minimum. Absolutely. I love
Back
it.
when I
No, you first. What were you saying?
back when I designed the cabin, this was just supposed to be a hunt camp. This is supposed to be a place I could go away for a while.
Yeah.
And even once the shell was put up and when it was closed in roof on it, I never thought I'd have a big kitchen. I never planned to. I was like, this is just going to be me coming here. This kitchen that I have here is freaking amazing. I never thought I'd have a kitchen like that here. It doesn't need to be that big. I mean, for 2 people, this is the biggest kitchen we've ever had in any home we've ever lived in.
I spent a lot of time in my kitchen. I would love a big, massive kitchen.
Well, we didn't have this kitchen here when you were here, did we?
No. I mean, you had the space, but that actual kitchen that you just built,
Oh,
no, that was not there.
are you coming back?
I would love to.
Do
I
you
would
need
love
an
to.
invitation or something?
No, I figured the invitation's open. I just need to stop having my vacation time spoken for before I even.
It's 2 days. 2 days of vacation, 2 days of weekend.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep that open. Probably like the fall again, maybe if I can keep my any vacation time.
Well, if
I don't want to talk about this in public, but yeah, I would
all
love
right,
to.
all right, okay.
Matt's. Oh yeah. Did we
Oh,
finish with what Little Fish was saying? Oh yeah, that mysterious picnic table is the takeaway from the whole setup. It's because like everyone's like, why put it there?
we don't care about the lamp post that might be a bad house. We don't care about. I don't know what that is on the left. The black
That
thing. It's
that
pile of tires.
lamppost is like if someone wrote the Chronicles of Narnia, but in North America, right? You know the lamppost in the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
I never read that. Oh, Jess hates me now.
Easter.
She's like, what the?
I have this whole
I
philosophy
can't
on
wait to go
how
back to Raspberry Rock so I can knife that fucker in the back. That's what you think of it.
I'll bring a shiv. The thing is, I have this whole philosophy because like he and J.R.R. Tolkien knew each other, and their views on each other's work were. But I feel that like I'm a big Tolkien fan, but like I've read the entire Narnia series, and I just feel that it's mean-hearted in some ways and not even thinly, practically overtly Christian rhetoric. And so I'm a little less comfortable with it because it seems more like someone's laying something on me in terms of like I'd be able to say this better before having had all the beer and all the whiskey in the world. But I just feel that there's too much allegory happening and not enough just good storytelling. So I don't mind that you didn't read it. Easter camping went well. I hope you enjoyed some time out and about. Easter for me was weird because we had this ice storm that I talked about at the last live stream, and I had some family members refugeeing in my place. So we didn't really do Easter. Hey, did you guys do Easter, Russell? Because I mean, I know City was there
What do
like
you mean by
for Easter,
do?
but
What do you mean by do Easter?
Well, I mean, like you guys don't. Yeah, who likes compromise? Fair enough. But like you guys don't have family
We,
at the cabin or anything or you don't go to Toronto for like
yeah,
Easter dinner or anything like that.
no, we don't do anything. In fact, we don't do anything on Valentine's Day either. Um, I imagine if the grandkids were around, they would definitely do something for Easter.
Fair enough.
We do the whole schmangle.
Okay.
Schmangle? I just made
The
that up.
schmangle, the schmangle. Hey, the schmangle. Yeah,
You
I've
know,
been trying to figure out like
decorating eggs and stuff.
yeah, because I was trying to figure out how the math worked out because it didn't look like you did anything like family Easter, just in terms of when you were online and all that stuff. So okay.
No, yeah, no, we didn't. We don't. Certainly, when the kids were young, we did stuff.
Right. And by the way, this is about. I was asking. I don't know if you were singing mad about a hearse, but I was asking people: are they
Oh,
team fireplace or team wood burning stove?
oh yeah. Okay, so let's be honest. The fireplace is purely aesthetic. That's all it is.
Yeah, I don't think it says efficient for sure. Grace is with you. Wood
It's not
stove,
efficient at all.
absolutely. No, fireplace or wood stove as long as it's fire, it's good. Fair enough, country boy. And it's part of me feels that way too, because I like the romance of the fireplace, but I also like the efficiency of the wood stove.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though. You get a wood stove with a glass door in it, you will never use your fireplace. I mean, you will when you first get it.
Yeah.
You'll use it a handful of times, but that's it.
Marcel's saying, "I love my fireplace. Don't have any experience with the wood stove. I would like if I had the choice and I was building a fireplace, which meant I didn't live in Montreal because of the ban. I would make sure to build in like that swing out, iron bar that like old style German kitchens would have, right? So that I could put a pot of soup on. Are you okay there, Russell? Did you just get
Yeah.
beer all over?
Well, you know how I try and get every last drop out of my can, and
Every
some
last.
of it kind of hit me sideways, kind of like a.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'll stop right there. The joke
Christy
that
says,
came to mind.
yeah, well, we're just gonna move on. It's a family show. It's not a family show. We've been drinking both kinds of stove. Steve does have a pellet smoker though. However, not much used for a wood burning stove or fireplace in Arizona. Yeah, it's because you guys live on the surface of the sun.
Yeah, I was surprised that you put pellet stove into the mix there.
Well, the reason I think about pellet stoves is because they're what we're allowed. Like we're allowed pellets
Oh.
or gas or electricity. We're not allowed to have wood burning stoves.
So a pellet stove would be purely for the heat, right?
Yeah,
You're not.
yeah. You don't get any of the magic. You don't
There's
get
no
any of
magic.
the old school
There's
heat.
no magic.
It's all It's
It's as
just
good as that picnic table. Let's face it.
yeah. So throw it into the lake. Get a wood burning stove.
I want to see. I want to see that happen now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Marcel says there's a ton of religious allegory in the Narnia books. There absolutely is. He was sort of a. I really do feel that there's some cold heartedness in those books. Like the eldest sister, whose name would not escape me if I was not three sheets to the wind. How like she essentially gets barred. Anyways, I'm not going to get into it because it's just whatever.
Don't take yourself to a dark place if that's.
But I live in a dark place. Bonsoir tout le monde. Lovely live tonight. Bisous. Good night,
Bijou.
Destiny. Have yourself a good sleep. Yeah, that one I don't love. I kind of feel that one. It's on a canal. It's on a like. If it was here, it would be like Parks Canada owned that place. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Hey, there's another building there off on the right, between the trees. You can just
Yeah,
kind
I
of see
just figured that was their neighbor.
You know what? Really?
Yeah.
No, that's too close.
I think
Come
that's their neighbor. I think
on.
that's their neighbor. They're in Europe.
Okay.
It's crowded as crap. I think that's their neighbor.
All right. Here's my feelings on this one.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me do what Jess always forgets to do.
Yes.
Okay. My feelings that if this was a romantic fantasy,
Mm-hmm.
then this is a great place. Like they've got the little slice of heaven. There's nobody nearby. Although
Except for the neighbor.
except for that, this is just their spot, and they've got 100 acres there.
Fair enough.
Then it's very nice. But I'm with you. The skeptic in me says there's more going on than we see. I mean, okay, see this boat in the foreground? It's got
Hmm.
dirty water on the bottom.
Oh yeah, I didn't look that closely at that boat. I
It's
just saw the
I
boat.
I just noticed it now. The romanticy.
The romanticy. I have got to work that word into conversation as soon as possible. The romanticy.
It's better than cunt whistle, but um, we I just the skeptic in me says, nah, this place is probably not what we dreamed it would be.
I agree.
Sorry, Jess, you're gonna have to trim this video now.
Damn it. Um, like no, that those may very well be homes, but not out in the wilderness. Those are on a canal or some sort of, or some very manicured river.
I and look way off to the right there. I don't know what that is. It's just it just screams. I think what you said earlier is this is somewhere in Europe where it's so crowded, like you can't find. Can you buy 100 acres in the
I'm sure you
UK?
cannot. No,
I
in the
mean,
UK.
if it's not a farm, like sure, if it's a
Hmm.
farm, maybe you can, but you can't buy 100. Not like I have here. You can't like a
I'm pretty sure you
wilderness. No,
cannot. No way. No.
I think
Yeah.
that's a weird picture.
It's we have two fireplaces, one wood stove. The wood stove is much better for heating. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, so living the dream. You know what that sign? If I look at the actual lettering of that sign, it looks like a kid did it. That looks like early script writing.
To me, it doesn't look like a kid did it. It looks like somebody tried to do it with a router rather than like a paintbrush, right? Doing
Or
this, or
a
like
router or a yeah, something. Yeah,
you know,
okay. Yep.
it's just like I think that looks like a fabulous setup. But that stupid living the dream thing, take it off, burn it with, kill it with
Take it
fire,
off. Take it off. Take
take
it
it
off.
off. It's getting hot in here. And now here's a question though. That looks like there's a paper with instructions on it.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
maybe this isn't a private residence. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe this is Airbnb. If you
that's a
want to
good
use
call.
this, first chop wood, then burn wood, then wait 2 hours, then get in. You know? Living the
First
dream.
chop wood, then burn wood.
Renting the dream. Renting the dream for a weekend.
Good night, Scott.
Good night. Thanks for the unban. Yeah, Scott, we neither of us know what the hell happened there. So maybe it was one of my mods. Maybe you said something that pissed off one of our mods or something. Because
Oh, Scott. Oh, yeah, yeah. Um,
no idea what
yeah, it wasn't
happened.
me. It
Wasn't
wasn't me. That
even caught me on camera. It wasn't me.
wasn't me.
That was a
Deny,
sign.
deny, deny. Um, yeah, that's funny. But that's funny that you should mention that sign because until then I was like, yeah, but you're right. Nobody. Well, yeah, nobody. Yeah.
Like if you put up a sign in your personal space, you're being an asshole to the people you live with, right? Do not leave wooden handled knives in sink, family, kind of thing. Wipe the rim of the toilet, family. It's like,
If you're a woman over the age of 40, please read this. Sorry, I don't know how old your wife is. I'm just guessing.
but you know what I'm saying, right? Like if this is not an Airbnb or something like that, and someone has the instructions posted, it's like
Yeah.
your wife or husband doesn't get it, and you're tired of picking up after them.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so I have a list on the end. I taped it to the inside of a cupboard in the kitchen. It's a
Mhm.
list of if I'm going to town, like my weekly trip to town. Hey, remember the shopping list. Grab your keys, your phone. I know this all sounds obvious,
It's
but I
like your
have a
weekly to-do list, right? Yeah, so that you
and I
don't
quickly
say all that.
scribbled it all together, and every now and then I add something because
Yeah,
like glasses. I got to take my glasses. I cannot read best before dates without glasses.
yeah, fair enough.
But I would not print it out and probably laminate it and stick it to for all to see.
No. No freaking way. No way. No.
Anyway,
I
cheers. Living the dream.
yeah,
Oh, you know what? Those are burls on there, aren't they?
they are burrows.
Ah,
Yep.
it's all becoming clear.
Yeah, so
Oh,
that's why there are a couple of notes, a couple of items, a couple of there are
start
hints
again.
that to me say that this is not a personal residence.
That's the biggest one, and then you nailed it there. You don't often get things right, but you nailed that one.
Fucking right, I did.
You're usually wrong about everything, but that,
Have you been talking to my wife? Because now
you
I feel
know,
like I'm getting it from all angles.
I don't have to. Anyway, the one thing I like about this hot tub is that it's got little tabletops around the edge for your drinks.
For your drinks.
That's
Yeah.
that's handy.
And by the way, the best time of year for a hot tub is like late fall to early spring, right? Like not deep in February when you step
Oh,
out and you immediately freeze into a block, but like you're not going to
mm,
get into a hot tub in the middle of July.
I just well, definitely not in the summertime. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean we kept our hot back in the city before we sold our house. We had a hot tub and we kept it going during the summer, but we lowered the temperature to like 90. So you
Oh,
could
so you
still
dropped it to
jump.
like heated swimming pool temperature, kind of.
Yeah, so you could go in it, and it even at 90, it would still cool you off.
Hmm.
But I kept it going because I didn't want to let everything dry out. But
Yeah.
no, I tell you what, the cold days, like the very coldest days, are the best days to go in,
Hmm.
especially if it's windy.
Yeah.
Like windy was important more than cold was because it could be if it was a really cold day and you're sitting in there, the heat rises and you're not feeling the cold at all, right? But if it's
Yeah.
windy, oh, you got to get in there so that you're just like
So yeah,
here
yeah.
and you're like, oh, it's wonderful.
Steve says our cabin in Mexico has a list of numbers for different people and services in the area, but we gave 4 owners, and lots of people use it. But we gave
Steve,
4 owners.
stop typing with your toes, man, because
Why you gotta do like that?
you're missing every 10th letter.
If we had someone here with Tourette's, you'd be dinging on them too, wouldn't you? You're just a cruel and unusual. Tim's here. Finally, just came back from LA. Hope all is well.
No,
Yeah, I wanted to be offline like 16 minutes ago, but we're still here. Tell you what, I'll go see Amanda Better Hearst and we'll go to 12:30, okay?
all right.
All right.
He turned his camera off. Fuck. We can't analyze what's in his basement. I let's go to another picture. So, how are you doing tonight, Steve? But you says Steve. Hey, Tim. We have 4 owners. Oh, it's a is it a timeshare? Is that what you're saying? We have 4 owners and lots of people use it. Oh, well, that makes sense. Certainly, especially if you want to. Yeah, now I get it. Um, yeah, I'm pretty harsh when it comes to Steve and his 9 toes. only because only because there's nothing you can do about it. I could give Steve my condolences, but I'm sure he gets his condolences from enough people. All you can do now is just laugh at it, right? That's all you can do. Make fun of it. This, I know Jess likes this picture. He likes the idea of owning an island like this. Or maybe it's 2 islands. Who knows? But that's wonderful. There's so much space there too. I wonder if you could bring some wildlife there. Like if you brought 4 where's Jess? If you brought 4 deer to the property and just say, okay, just let them go. You can't have dogs. Dogs will chase them. But if you brought 4 deer to the property and just let them, go. Uh, good. Aunt Jemima's back. Jess, if you brought 4 deer to this property and let them go and let them mate and stuff, and just said, "Go populate." Wouldn't that be fun?
Be fruitful.
Be
Yeah,
fruitful,
that would
multiply,
be fun.
make whoopee.
One thing that I when I came back and I saw that you had this image on again though is because you know what it's like to have to drive 3 kilometers over bumps and everything. Would you want to trade that up for having to take a boat ride to this island? Looking at that's clearly a sailboat just off the left, maybe a 30-foot, maybe a 40-foot. Like, because I don't think along those terms, right? Because all I'm thinking of, because I don't own a place, so I don't have any experience. All I think about is the pleasure of looking out over nobody, but like beautiful vista, nobody to bug me. So like thinking about how I'm gonna get all my supplies there every week, like you do, so that I can go and have a submarine in town, kind of thing.
Submarine? Nobody says submarine. What the hell?
Mais in French we say un sous-marin, là, a sub,
Subway.
subway. You know what I'm saying? A sandwich. I
Subway is
want
a
me a sandwich.
train.
But
It's not a submarine.
in Quebec, a subway is not a train.
Quebec.
In Quebec, a metro is a train.
Anyway, Carrie. Okay, yeah. So to answer your question, yeah, that would be a real pain in the ass
That's a
getting back
haul,
and forth.
right?
And it's not just that. Like you've got to be able to take your boat somewhere and park it,
Yeah.
tie it up somewhere, and then have a car there, so you can take the car to town.
Maybe or maybe not, right? Like,
What a pain.
imagine this island was near Tobermory, Ontario, instead of
Oh,
the hell
and
knows
they had
what,
a,
right?
yeah.
Right. Then you get off your boat and you're downtown. Okay, everything is expensive, but at least you can buy like a growler of beer
Yeah.
and some
And
groceries, of course.
it's the
And
problem
a
always comes back
submarine.
to, yeah, nobody's buying your French shit, Jess. The problem will always come back to, like, if this is British Columbia, then maybe the water doesn't freeze. But
That
you
was the most
okay?
Canadian thing ever. Nobody's buying your Quebecois shit.
I think I said French shit, but yeah,
Okay, Ontario.
Quebecois
But
shit
you know
is
what I'm
also.
saying. It's like I spent my whole life hearing crap like that. Yeah. So maybe it doesn't freeze over. So maybe it doesn't. Oh,
Hey, Rob.
hi, Ron. How's it going?
Tim Woodland. I bet you could do some art there, Tim.
Yeah.
You could do the fuck out of art there.
You could do the art.
Yeah, so I've been to 2 places. My father-in-law owned a place, and you could take a boat to the nearest town and tie up and go in and go shopping and stuff and go to restaurants and then go back to your boat. And my uncle also owned a place that was near Point of Barrel, which is near Prairie Sound. And you could, same thing, you could take a boat over there, you tie up and do your shopping. But you come back to fall when there's ice happening on the pond or on the lake, and you come back to spring. And even in the middle of winter, you gotta have something other than a boat. You gotta get across there.
Well, there's the thing. If this is British Columbia rather than say Ontario or like up near the Saguenay or something, you don't have to worry about that freezing over. But you may have to worry about trying to get the hell home when there are like 5-foot waves because it's storm season.
I gotta think this is inland though. You're not gonna get 5-foot waves here.
You think this is inland?
This is, oh yeah, absolutely. This is like Lake Ontario. I mean, Lake Ontario gets some pretty big waves, but they're, somebody look it up. Can Lake Ontario get 5-foot waves? But it's kind of similar to what I do here now, Jess. I mean, I watch the weather like every day. I watch the weather because I want to know I got to know when it's going to rain or when it's going to be sunny.
Mm-hmm.
Just for solar power. If I want to go into town, I want to know if it's going to be raining.
And do you feel that, like, if it's a really rainy day, that makes it harder for you to get from the road to your house?
No, it doesn't make it any harder. I just don't want to get wet.
Okay.
Like today, I thought it was going to rain all day. I usually go to town on Tuesdays, but I didn't because I thought it was going to rain, so I didn't bother. There's other reasons, but
We thought it was going to rain all day here too, and it didn't. It was a letdown if you're someone who's into rain. Um,
Well,
but yeah,
you want to fill a tote, sure.
do you ever run like short on water, or is that tote?
Oh yeah, especially
Yeah.
over the winter time. Like I take jugs into town and I get them filled at the Value Mart.
Oh really? That one's really
Yeah.
nice, dude.
This is conveniently this picture was conveniently taken in the fall when the leaves are changing color.
Yeah.
Those look like birch trees too, don't they?
Yeah. It looks to me like it's a little island with birch. Which
That's a
you
nice
know,
setup. That's,
my favorite of the deciduous trees. I wonder how depressing that place must
that's
look.
that's
What?
like saying it's one of the trees I hate the least.
No, no, I like birches. I think birches are magical. I'm not a big deciduous fan, but birches, yeah, I love them. I wonder what that place looks like in the depths of February, though.
Oh, if it's Ontario, say, then or Quebec, then yeah, it's pretty desolate.
Gray, desolate, depressing.
No leaves. Just,
You just want to
I would
walk out
say,
into the ice and then fall through, and yeah,
holy shit, that got dark. It escalated fast.
it's not my best time of year, dude. I get pretty
We went
dark in
from,
February.
I was like, in the fall, you're like, so beautiful. Wintertime, I'm killing myself. Holy shit.
Fair enough.
I'm going to go through the ice and I'm not going to roll when I'm running out of breath.
Take me now, God. What do we got? Um,
Tying a cell phone to my leg. I'm going straight down.
Tim says, I can see the Channel Islands from the hill where I live. Channels are 12 miles out in the Pacific. I've been on a boat there in 10-foot seas. Not fun. Rather have an island in a lake. I feel that if I had an island, I would prefer a lake for many reasons. Not the least of which is I want a place that I can think 30 years from now I can leave to my kids and it won't be underwater.
Certainly, hurricanes and typhoons kind of weigh
That too.
into that decision.
Yeah.
Um,
I
we almost bought an island.
Did you?
Almost.
Any regrets?
Yeah, we didn't buy the island. Wait, where my uncle's cottage. My uncle died, by the way, so I should say. Wait, where my uncle's cottage was? Because it's still there.
But
Oh
is
my
it still
god,
owned by the family?
it's still owned by the family.
So
Anyway, where my cousin's cottage is, there's an island not far. You can. It's not far from where the cottage is. You can see it. It's plain as day. It was for sale, and we looked at it, and it was a decent price. It was like $350,000.
for an island?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
island with a cottage on it. I mean, the cottage was not great, um, but City Girl and I went and looked at it, looked in and out, and City Girl said, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's buy it." And I was ready. We were ready to buy it, and it was a great setup because I could have parked my car at my uncle's place. There was a little landing just down from where his cottage was, so that everybody used to put their boat in the water.
Okay.
So we could put the boat in the water. I could tie my boat up to the dock, my uncle's cottage's dock, and take the car into town if I needed to. It was a great. It would have been a great logistically. It would have been great logistically, but we went to get a mortgage on it, and it turns out that mortgages for cottages are not the same as mortgages for homes.
Mm,
They're
yeah.
way stricter because they know it's not your primary residence,
Yeah.
and we couldn't make it work.
Oh, that sucks. That's too bad.
I mean, it worked out. I mean, I probably wouldn't be here right now if we'd bought that place.
Truth. Yeah, absolutely. That's true. It's easy to think, oh, my land, we should have done it and all that, but I mean, I think where you are is so damn fabulous that could you imagine not having it?
Oh, no.
Right?
If I won a lottery for $100 million tomorrow, I'd still keep this property.
Yeah. You just buy an
I'd
island
still
as
come
well.
here.
But you might buy an island in the Caribbean.
I might do that too. Well, City Girl wants to do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
The thing about this place here, okay. The thing about that place there is, like, for someone like me who wants a patch of forest to shoot his bushcraft YouTubes on, that doesn't give me that. Whereas what you just showed with those two islands, that gives me that.
That's bushcraft all day long, right there.
Right? Right there.
There's
I
so much.
find a secluded corner. Well, the whole place
You,
is a secluded corner, but like find a place where I can hang you know, my
yeah,
hammock between two trees, because there might be two trees that are the 10 feet apart that I need.
that's bushcraft for the rest of your life, right there.
Right there. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Lower left hand corner, fire right by the water.
Oh yeah.
Sit out on my canoe.
I don't think that whole area is great for canoeing.
Mm.
I mean, certainly between the islands, but yeah.
I get it certain parts of the year, especially if that's a sailboat sitting out there. Then certain parts of the year, heading out would probably be taking my life into my hands.
I don't think that's a sailboat. I don't see any sails.
You think it's a motorboat?
I think
It's a
so. It didn't
yacht,
seem to be moving.
motor
A
yacht,
yacht.
a motor
It's a
yacht.
yacht.
Motorboats aren't real boats; they're just cars that float. Chrissy and I have always wanted to move to Kauai because it's pretty remote compared to the other islands. I'll tell you, indigenous Hawaiians are not loving people moving to Hawaii right now. But oh, Tim also says can't get drunk in this house. Fall off the front porch and oh,
Oh, was that the other? That was the other picture.
yeah, goosh. That would wake you up pretty fast.
Well, I would say you can only get into so much trouble there.
At least it looks fairly shallow. You might break a knee though, landing on a
It looks
rock.
just walk. Yeah, I think you just walk out of that.
Man, I love that top balcony. Like, look at that window through. Look at that window through those views. Okay, look at the view through that window. Okay, imagine the view through that window, and then. But I guess you can't step out that window onto the deck though. You have to step out on the other side or something.
That's got to be a sliding door, Jess. That's got to be. There's how else do you get up there? There's no stairs.
Okay, so the door itself is not slanted. It's like there's enough room for a square door there. Yeah, like a
I think
balcony.
it's just blocked by the roof. Like there's,
Amazing,
I'm
fabulous.
gonna guess like 6 feet of deck there. So at this
Yeah.
angle, somebody do the math. Like
No, you're
it
right.
looks
You're
like
right.
it looks like a sliding door. It looks like one of them is slightly offset from the other.
Yeah,
So
I think you're right because if you look here, no, you can't see this because we're not sharing my screen. But like where the cutout is in the roof, I think you're absolutely right. Fabulous. I would be up there sipping on whiskey, staring out
oh, can you imagine doing dribs and drams video there?
on there. Yeah, yeah, I could. Jeez,
You
it's got to be somewhere in Ontario, eh?
and a cigar pairing.
I
Do you
wonder
do
where.
cigars?
No, when I'm doing whiskey, I don't want anything to mess with the taste of the
That's
whiskey.
fair.
I'm also fairly asthmatic, so I don't want to die just because of whiskey and
Oh,
cigars.
there you go.
That one, man, there's magic to that one. And the nice thing about that one is if I'm filming dribs and drams or whatever, I can just perch the bottle on that railing, and behind it's not like the sun blowing out my footage. It's like this beautiful green backdrop. And look, I can do, campfire videos right in the front. This is so beautiful. So damn nice. I wonder if it's in Norway or something like that. That's the thing about pictures that are so clearly like boreal is that that could be anywhere from northern Russia straight through to Alaska. Who the hell knows, right? It's the crown of the world. I'd be afraid of Bigfoot there. Fair enough. But yeah, I just. And again, I would love to know what this cabin looks like inside. Like, is it really rustic or is it more kind of, you know, grandma's country house kind of thing? Yeah, it does look very calm, Grace. And they've got like this little tripod over their fire pit. I also have one of those tripods, but I have nowhere to use it. I bought it thinking that going to the CPAC, the national parks or the provincial parks, I'd be able to use it there, but they've all got these raised fire pits. Software update. No, I'm not updating my software right now. Cancel. What time are we at? Oh man, we're at like 12:34. Okay, I'm gonna wait for Russell to get back, and then we're gonna start thinking about shutting this thing down because I have to go to work tomorrow. Like I go to the office tomorrow, which means I have to leave early. I was gonna start talking about this again, but I figured I would give you guys a break. Just because like publishing is so different than it used to be. Like computerization makes things like an index so bleeding easy, whereas before computerization you'd have to sort of double check that everything was alphabetized and everything. You know what I'm saying? I do wonder what the world smelled like back then. Yeah. Tim is retired. Grace is retired. Everyone's retired but me. I was just saying how we've blown way past 12:30. I gotta go to bed. I gotta get up and go to work in the morning.
As far as retirement goes, you've only got another 15 years.
I don't know if I
Cool.
can ever retire though. I don't have a whole lot of RSP saved up or anything.
How quickly can you get a government job?
It's tough here. It's really tough. The whole bilingualism thing is very different than it would be in like a place like Alberta or BC.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like I can't have any government job here unless I'm absolutely perfectly bilingual. Which I mean, start again verbally, conversationally, sure, but writing my writing in French is childlike, which is an issue. I had this. I had an opportunity at one point, a possible opportunity to work at the Canadian Space Agency because that's based here in Quebec, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I missed out on it because I didn't at that point know how the hell I would get to Saint-Hubert every day. I deeply regret that because I would have loved to have been able to say, yes, I work at the space agency. You know, where we do astronauts and space
We
stations.
do astronauts.
Yeah.
Did they tell you Ray's working with the Canadian Space Agency?
Is he? On their power?
It's not what you would think. It has to do with mobile command centers. It's weird. Nothing to do with space. Anyway, I'll tell you about it sometime. I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Homie is here.
Oh, hey, you're not late at all.
No, we're not about to shut her down. Sorry, I even clicked on the wrong thing. This is what I meant to. Oh God, tomorrow's gonna be a nightmare. Today, by the way, today's gonna be a nightmare.
I'm fine with that.
All right, it is like 12:38, so I think I'm gonna shut it down until next week because I'm tired and I'm 3 sheets to the wind and I have to be up at 6:30.
Okay, fella.
So
cool story, bro.
Cool story, bro. I want to take a screenshot of this photo just so I can stare at it whenever life
I can
seems to.
send you the picture.
Fair enough. All right. So, yeah. So, between now and next week, then everybody, I'm going to start that again. Between now and next week, everybody, please do the following things: be safe, stay sane. What do I usually say? Be healthy, stay sane, be safe, and be kind to one another.
And use appropriate countermeasures.
Yes, that's it.
And pea soup.
And
Right. Sorry.
I totally
I was trying to
forget.
finish the thing that